What is up, everybody? Episode 33 of Forbidden Podcast here on FioriousNation on YouTube, hosted by Nick Fiore of FioriousNation and Adam Carl. Yours truly. It is Friday, July the 17th of 2026. It is middle of the summer. We're almost into end of July, going into August. Summer's going by pretty quick. Been pretty hot, pretty eventful. Obviously, supposed to do this yesterday, but got moved to today for reasons. But Adam Carl, how are we doing today, bro? And most of all, how are we doing going into the middle of going into SummerSlam and going into Saturday night's main event in Madison Square Garden this Saturday, bro? Where we have Danhausen facing JD McDonough. Now I'm hearing in a no disqualification match.
It's been a fun summer so far, and it's very hot out there for me in Egypt, obviously. But I'm one happy to do. Summer is my favorite time of the year. I hope everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. Hey,
in terms of
coming from a summer guy here too, you can never go wrong with the summer.
Yeah. So in terms,
and I have a birthday in August too in the summer, just like this guy.
That's nice. That's nice. So yeah, on that part, it's good. It's been good.
It's good.
For Saturday night's main, but I'm looking forward, especially to that MSG crowd. They're gonna bring it to these shows.
Yeah. Now, an eventful summer to me looking for another job, unemployed, looking for another job, and hopefully that's soon. Whatever schedule that is, that you guys know. But not worried about that right now. But we do have episode 33 of Forbidden Podcast. Not much wrestling news out there, but I mean, there's nothing much going on right now. You would think there's more wrestling news going into SummerSlam.
Yeah, you would think, but it's been very quiet.
Yeah,
very quiet.
We got Madison Square Garden for Saturday night's main event tomorrow night and stuff like that. We got four matches. Sorry about that, guys. 4 matches on the card. We might as well start the show with that. Adam Carl should be back in here pretty soon. But first things first, before we get started, hit the like on the video. It helps a lot in the YouTube algorithm. And not only that, it helps with the YouTube channel as well. So make sure you go hit that like. Hit the subscribe button as well while you're at it. As well helps in the YouTube algorithm and it helps the channel, supports the channel. Greatly appreciated. So do that. And hit the bell for all notifications once you do subscribe to FioriousNation. And go follow me on X at FiorioNick579 over on X, the FKA Twitter. Adam Carl, follow him at AdamCarl2005 on X as well. TikTok at FioriousNation. Nicholas Fiore 31 over on Facebook and Instagram at Nicholas Fiore 2014. We might as well start off with Saturday night's main event. I have the card here for Saturday night's main event. Night, if I can pull it up. Here we go. So Saturday night's main event taking place tomorrow night, July 18th, 2026, live from Madison Square Garden. This is actually, fun little fact, the first Saturday night's main event in Madison Square Garden since August 2007, almost 20 years. And I believe that year we had then World Heavyweight Champion, the Great Khali. He teamed with Finlay, losing to Kane and Batista, SmackDown match. We had Carlito versus then WWE Champion John Cena from the Raw side, where Orton RKO'd Cena through a stacked chair on the outside, if you remember. That was going into SummerSlam that year with Orton and Cena, when Orton was punting Shawn Michaels in the head and Dusty Rhodes, RVD, Sergeant Slaughter in the head. And on that Saturday night's main event in the Garden, Orton RKO'd Cena right through a stacked chair on the outside. And then he had the Boogeyman on there, CM Punk as well. They won a tag team match, beating Big Daddy V and John Morrison, the ECW side. And then I think he had Evander Holyfield in a boxing match with Matt Hardy, only for then U.S. champion MVP to be knocked out by Evander Holyfield. And I can't forget about the ring announcer for that, Michael Buffer, one of the greatest of all time. Shout out to him. So this is the first.
I see why they haven't had Saturday night's main event in Madison Square Garden in 20 years. They had the Great Khali as the world champion. MSG was so disgusted.
But you had the Cruiserweight champion Hornswoggle.
MSG was so disgusted. They never wanted a Saturday night's main event again because they had the Great Khali as the world heavyweight champion. The only thing that was missing was a title defense.
Yeah, I guess it's you see why.
Yeah, you have a Big Daddy V in there. I'm like, what is this card?
Fucking Viscera.
The only good thing about that show was seeing Orton hitting Cena with that RKO and Evander Holyfield knocking MVP's lights out.
Yeah, with one punch.
Yeah. Apart from that, I see why they haven't had a Saturday night's main event on Madison Square Garden for 20 years.
Yeah.
What is this card?
Yeah. But Saturday night's main event. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened here. This fucking my thing is blue. I don't know what. It's frozen. Not my internet. It's what the hell happened here? Uh-oh.
I can hear you.
Yeah, my thing is going. What the hell? What the hell?
I have no idea what's happening.
What the fuck happened here? Oh, there we go. Yes. Oh, there we go.
That's nice.
There we go. I don't know what the hell happened. My thing froze while pulling up the Saturday night's main event for tomorrow night's card. And then all of a sudden it was in a buffering frozen state. But now it's back. Oh, I'm going to use the phone this time for that. So Saturday night's main event. Looking it up here. Here we go. So we have 4 matches on Saturday night's main event. Do we add a 5th? Or do we keep it at 4 matches?
Maybe we add a 5th
one. Now, if they add a 5th match, what do you think they add a 5th match with?
I guess a tag team title match between the Alpha Academy and Division.
I mean, they could have added that Monday on Raw, but I guess we keep it at 4 matches. But all I will say is this is a very weak card. I mean, it was a weak card, but now it's like an okay card. We got 4 matches on this, and I have to throw this out there. I will not be there live for Saturday night's main event tomorrow night in MSG. I will be at Awesome Championship Wrestling's Independence Day for ACW, Poughkeepsie's ACW show. It's going to be tomorrow night in Poughkeepsie, New York at the MJN Convention Center. live front row. I will be there live front row tomorrow night. I won't be at Saturday night's main event, but most likely watching both that on my phone on Peacock, Saturday night's main event during ACW. So WWE and ACW, let's just say they're going head to head tomorrow night.
But which show will be awesome, though?
Yes, no pun intended, but competition. But yeah, I won't be at Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. Have you seen the ticket prices, by the way, for Saturday night's main event in the Garden?
They are so hot.
$120 last time I seen on. If you go on Ticketmaster, $120 the cheapest. And this is up in the nosebleeds, by the way. Up in the nosebleeds, $120 for one ticket. I don't know who in their right mind would pay that much for one ticket. Plus, you got to think of a hotel and a taxi, a Uber, a cab, plane if you're out of state, food, merchandise, and that's even more expenses on top of the $120 ticket. Like, the doubling the prices of these shows and TKO still outpricing fans is fucking absurd.
It's like,
They really do need to lower their fucking prices. You know? Like families can't even come to these shows, and they want to come, but it's difficult when you outprice them like this. Imagine you have a family of 3 or 4 or 5, and the ticket is $120 each. That's like $500 to $600. That's about at least $600 for, like, if you're a family of 5, say, just estimating. That's like $600. But then, like, food, merch, a cab, taxi, Uber, etc., etc. Like, you're talking almost $1,000. At most $1,000 for this. It's just ridiculous. But where ACW, you do have Killer Cross, by the way, defending the ACW World Championship against Matt Riddle. We get Tommy Dreamer versus Senta Slaughter's tag team manager, Josh Chernoff, in a one-on-one match, where if Tommy Dreamer loses, he must never wrestle in the MGen Center ever again if he loses to Josh Chernoff. But those are your two co-main events for ACW Independence Day tomorrow. And also, TNA's Elijah, the former Elias from WWE, wrestling Richard Holiday, which is likely Richard Holiday's last ACW match. We have news on him. He is pretty much WWE bound and will be starting in NXT. We have news on that regarding Richard Holiday. After Fightful said Richard Holiday says said he was WWE bound, says Sapp and Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful Select. Then you have Dave Meltzer, Uncle Dave, saying that, he's not signed to WWE. He's not locked into WWE. Only to find out that he is pretty much now very likely WWE bound. And even Booker T, I think it was read a report that Booker T even pushing for him. So, yeah, the Dave Meltzer report that Richard Holiday was not signed to WWE was all bullshit, pretty much. But we're going to talk on that, actually, right after this. But we'll start with Saturday night's main event real quick, previewing predictions here. There's only 4 matches. Danhausen versus JD McDonough with Dominic Mysterio in a no disqualification match. What are your thoughts on this build, and what are your thoughts on this match? And pretty much this whole show being centered around Danhausen, dating back with the New York Knicks winning the NBA Finals. Your thoughts?
That's pretty much what this show is. Pretty much, it's you're building it around Danhausen. Like, I mean, good for the guy, but JD McDonough. This is what you're doing this match. Like, can we just end this whole Judgment Day Danhausen feud? And how long has it been going on?
For like about a month, and Danhausen stealing the Judgment Day's monies.
Has this been going on since Danhausen cursed Dominic and it cost him the IC title?
I don't know if we want to count that, but yeah, you could probably pretty much count that probably. But
I think this will be the better. This will be the venue, the MSG. This will be the right place to end this feud. Danhausen is going to be very popular there.
Yeah, but with
maybe they turn it into I guess this is why they turned it into a no DQ match, because maybe Knicks players will interfere and they'll help Danhausen win.
Well, they probably know that if it's working one-on-one, it's probably not that good. Maybe it's no DQ makes it better. So
turn it to a mini lumberjack match. Have the entire Knicks team help Danhausen win.
Yeah, right. But
it should be a lot.
It's like involving monies in this storyline. Like, is this a Ari Emanuel call? Like he wants monies in a storyline. He feels WWE storylines need moneyness. Like, does Ari Emanuel or Mark Sparrow, like, do they not fucking get it?
He's a strange cat.
Unbelievable, but Danhausen and JD McDonough, I think Danhausen wins this.
Yeah,
I think he wins.
Probably the
by hook or by crook. I think Danhausen wins.
I mean, it's the easiest prediction to make. He's easy to make.
Yeah, and hopefully that, like, I agree with you. And hopefully they end this feud and move the Judgment Day on to something else.
Yeah, please.
Another please is, I hope, with this women's tag team title match: Paige and Brie Bella versus Fatal Influences, Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed with JC Jane. I feel like Fatal Influence has pretty much kind of cooled off for a while now, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel, and no, this is no hatred toward Fatal Influence. Really like Fatal Influence, but I'd be lying to you if I told you they haven't cooled off for a while, and they kind of have.
Yeah.
I think if Rhea Ripley had not got injured, and she's still injured now, I feel like it was supposed to be JC and Rhea at SummerSlam for the women's title, but now Rhea Ripley's hurt, and now those plans are now not on right now because of Rhea's injury. The last time Rhea Ripley was wrestling was when she wrestled Jade Cargill at Clash in Italy.
Was this the one where she got hurt though?
Yes.
Yes,
that was the one.
How was she injured though?
I have no idea, but it said that she was injured because of that. If that's the case, now I hate doing this much to a lot of wrestlers, but with Jade Cargill, if Rhea is injured because with the match with Jade, you know how Jade Cargill with the history being an unsafe worker, injuring Mia Yim, Tiffany Stratton, and B-Fab. It goes to show you.
Mia injured herself.
Oh.
Wait. Was this you're talking about the house show match? I think Mia was going for a cutter, but Jade reversed it. I think, but I don't know. Mia injured herself.
I don't know, but my point is, Jade Cargill sucks. She is terrible. I'm sorry. How is it her fucking bad?
Like it's like shit happens, unfortunately. Like it's not anyone's fault.
I know, but I mean, Jade Cargill's still terrible though. But
which spot was she injured though? Like how do we know it was Jade? Like how do we know it was?
No idea.
How is it Jade's fault if we don't even know what spot injured Rhea?
I don't know. I mean, according to reports though, she has a minor ACL tear. It's like a minor tear.
Well, I think Rhea confirmed. I think she confirmed that it's actually a torn meniscus.
Torn meniscus, yes.
Yeah.
And she's still out, but we're getting closer to SummerSlam. I don't know about you. If she's going to be out for this long of a time, why has she not vacated the women's championship? Because it really, the division needs that women, it would be one thing if Rhea's not hurt and she's okay, healthy to be on TV as champion, but she's been out for weeks, and if she's going to be out for a long while, I feel like they need to have Rhea vacate the championship and put it on somebody for the time being, and then when Rhea's ready to come back, she can always win back the championship. You know, Charlotte and Jade Cargill is pretty much confirmed for SummerSlam. I mean, it's a big match, but I don't really care a lot for it. But if you wanted to make it more and you wanted to make it mean more, have Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill at SummerSlam for the women's championship and the match for the vacant women's title. Have one of them win it, and then when Rhea comes back, she can win the title back. Have Charlotte beat Jade. Charlotte wins the vacant women's title, the Charlotte Flair. Then when Rhea Ripley comes back, she can take it off Charlotte, and they have history and a story there. Boom.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if Rhea had not got hurt, I really do feel JC was going to face Rhea for that championship at SummerSlam had Rhea not got hurt. And you look where Fatal Influence and JC Jane are at now, and it sucks. It's just bad timing.
They've been feuding as well for months with Paige and Brie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's been their feud for a while now. So
yeah.
So fun.
With this women's tag team title match, please put the tag titles on Fatal Influence. Please. Enough of this nostalgia Paige and Brie Bella shit. I'm over it.
I mean, as much as I want to say put the belts on them, I'm thinking the opposite happens.
You think Paige and Brie Bella retain?
That's what I think will happen. I think Brie and Paige retain, and I think this is where we see the return of Nikki Bella.
Oh, jeez. God help us all. Apparently,
she's training
for
to come
Nikki
back.
Bella to come back. Why?
She's training to come back. So I that's what I think. You got to be realistic.
I know, but dude, nobody wants to see Nikki Bella in 2026. Nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for injury-prone Nikki Bella on WWE TV in 2026. When you have a plethora of younger future women wrestlers who deserve to be in that spot more than her.
Well, you gotta have to accept it. That's a tough pill, even if it's a tough pill to swallow for you.
I know, but
I mean, what we're gonna say. I think she's been training to come back for weeks now. And,
yeah, I mean,
and her name has been come up with creative plans. And I think this is where we see Nikki come back. Maybe they do Bella's and Paige versus Fatal Influence on SmackDown in a trios match.
And am I the only one that feels like they could be Nikki and Brie turning on Paige, and then we get Nikki and Brie in a feud later in the year, losing the women's tag team titles to Paige and AJ Lee? Like, are we really in 2015 all over again, bro?
We're heading into SummerSlam. I mean, we're going to get to SummerSlam. How much time are you going to have to build for the match?
I know, but I'm talking about coming out of SummerSlam.
It's probably going to be the post-SummerSlam feud. I don't even know if AJ comes back for SummerSlam.
Yeah, most likely after SummerSlam. Like, we probably have the Bellas turning on Paige after SummerSlam.
Like, do they do Fatal Influence and the Bellas and Paige at SummerSlam? Like, they do a 6-women tag there?
Maybe.
Because if the plan was to do Bellas against Paige and AJ, we're now in mid-July. Is this going to be enough time to build for the match? No.
But
and if it's true that JC was going to face Rhea and Rhea is not going to compete at SummerSlam, I mean, you're going to have to find a way to put JC on the SummerSlam card.
Yeah, but I do have to say this. If coming out of SummerSlam, we have the Bellas turning on Paige, wasn't Nikki Bella a heel late last year? And then all of a sudden she turns face again for no reason, and Brie comes back at the beginning of the year. So is Nikki Bella like the female Big Show and the constant heel face turns?
Maybe that should be her theme music.
Oh, God. Like, she was a heel feuding with Stephanie Vetker in late 2025, correct? And then come the New Year's, Nikki Bella all of a sudden is a face again for no reason.
When was the last time you saw Brie on television? Before this year, was Brie a heel?
No, she was a face coming back at the Royal Rumble when Brie mode came back.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nikki, she goes from heel to baby face, and now she returns. She'll be a heel.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe that's her theme music right now. Well. It's Nikki Bella.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know, man. I can't wait for this Paige and Brie shit to be over.
As I say this right now, Def Rebel are making a theme music for her right now. As I say this, Def Rebel are making this now her theme music. Well.
Oh, but no, Def Rebel wouldn't do that for Nikki Bella.
They wanted to change Randy Orton's theme music. You remember that story?
3 years ago, when Orton came back at the Survivor Series, where CM Punk came back to the company, 3 years ago at Survivor Series.
Yeah, and then Randy Orton, he heard the first few seconds of this new theme, and then he put the kibosh on the idea. He
pretty much said, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
And Randy Orton said straight up said no.
Yeah,
as he should.
I don't blame him whatsoever.
But yeah, I'm going Fatal Influence to win the titles. You got Paige and Brie, but we'll see what happens. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. Now, on Raw a few weeks ago in London, Bayley and Lyra did wrestle Paige and Brie Bella for the women's tag team titles, but Paige and Brie retained. Then afterwards, Lyra did turn on Bayley, and I was thinking of Bayley turning on Lyra, but it was the other way around. Then there was next week this backstage vignette promo of why Lyra turned on Bayley and stuff like that. And then they had a really good face-to-face on Monday where Lyra looked all deranged, crazy. She almost looked like that, that bird lady from Home Alone 2?
Yeah.
I think before we went live, I just read sad news. She recently just passed away at 81. I think it was I can pull up the name. Here we go. Yeah, she just passed away very recently. Like I think today she passed away. It's Brenda Fricker, who played the pigeon lady in Home Alone 2. She very recent, like minutes ago, she just passed away. Just before we went live, I heard she just passed away at 81 years old.
Well, that's a long life there.
Yeah, but Lyra Valkyria, when she came out Monday on Raw, and even the week before with the vignette promo, why she attacked Bayley, I do like the look, new heel look for Lyra. She looks crazy, deranged with the bangs running around. She looks good in the heel look, and she got a good promo on Bayley saying that that you're not a locker room leader and you always hold talent down. You're the worst of the 4 horsewomen, stuff like that. And you held me down, Bayley. And then Lyra's getting booed, and then Bayley said, "I talked to Pierce. We're having a match on Saturday night's main event." Then the segment ended with Lyra laying out Bayley with Bayley's own Bayley to belly. So I thought this would be on SummerSlam. It should be on SummerSlam. We're getting it on Saturday night's main event. I mean, honestly, I think one of the reasons this was added because you had Danhausen and JD McDonough in the women's tag team title match. That alone looked like shit. And you had to add Bayley and Lyra. And then the next match we'll talk about, because if you didn't add this match and the tag team match with Cody and Punk in there, then this Saturday night's main event in MSG would have been totally skippable. But Bayley and Lyra, what do you think of this on Saturday night's main event and not at SummerSlam at this time?
I could always book an angle to book a rematch.
You could.
What happens. You could.
Who do you think wins this and with this match with Bayley and Lyra? And where do you think this could go? Do we I'm thinking this. I don't know what you are thinking. Do we get Tatum Paxley debuting in the Garden on the main roster for the Raw brand? Because Tatum Paxley has this deranged character. She's a good wrestler, by the way. For those of you who watch NXT, those of you who have not don't watch NXT, she's a good wrestler. Former NXT Women's Champion, former North American Champion for NXT. But Tatum Paxley, good wrestler she is. She also has this deranged, like crazy look of a character. And if you look at Lyra's crazy bangs and like just looking all like crazy, psychotic, who's to say storyline-wise she's not under the influence of Tatum Paxley? And we get Tatum Paxley on the main roster or for the Raw brand as soon as tomorrow, and she costs Bayley the match against Lyra tomorrow. Who's to say? And Lyra and Tatum have the history in NXT. They were a pairing in NXT, by the way. I think when Lyra was NXT Women's Champion in late 2023.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I don't think this is where they debut Tatum.
No?
Think so. No. I think they can do it after. I think they can do it after SummerSlam.
Okay. Do you think they save it for the Raw after SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Now Raw was in Raw this past Monday was in Dallas. Tatum Paxley is from Dallas. They didn't debut her there.
I don't understand it.
Kevin Owens' favorite city, by the way, Dallas, Texas.
Like, especially if she's gonna be moving to the main roster soon. Like why not debut her there? Whatever. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking the Garden tomorrow because what a better way to do it. You know, but who do you got, Bayley or Lyra in this thing?
I'm picking Bayley to win this. I think it's gonna be. I think barely wins it. She barely gets the win, and then after the match, Lyra just beats her down, and then demands a rematch for SummerSlam.
Okay, you could probably do that because I think they deserve to be on SummerSlam because you got Charlotte and Jade, and you
have to find a way to keep this feud going.
Yeah,
so
you got Charlotte and Jade. I'm sorry.
So you have Bayley. She wins, but she barely survives. Lyra can then just snap completely.
You could do that.
She leaves her laying, and then on Raw Monday, Lyra can make the challenge for a rematch at SummerSlam.
You could probably do that, yeah.
Plus, if you want to elevate her as a heel, you get several matches out of it, and maybe in the end, Lyra can win the feud.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going with Bayley to win this match, but just just barely. She gets lucky.
Right. Like whether she wins like a roll up or.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, then like you said, Lyra just snaps and attacks Bayley after the match, attacks her viciously. Yeah, I could see that. And then it leads to Lyra and Bayley at SummerSlam because you look at the women's side for SummerSlam. You got Charlotte and Jade. It's pretty much going to be confirmed. Io and Liv, I don't really care about. And if you get the Bellas and Paige versus Fatal Influence, that's
3 matches.
Yeah, 3 matches. I think they should have 2 women's matches on both.
Like 4 matches?
4 women's matches total for the whole SummerSlam weekend, 2 for each night. Yeah, I think you're going to have to. I would add Bayley and Lyra to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I absolutely would do that. And maybe this is just an obstacle or detour, maybe how we get there. I'm hoping that's the case. But I've been liking Lyra's heel work, by the way. What do you think of Lyra's heel work? I know she just turned heel about a month ago, but what do you think?
It's tremendous. It just breathed new life into her character. I think this is probably what she needed for a while now.
And keeping the old character with the bird lady, woo, da da da, woo, and her entrance music, she stopped that. Oh, but she was over with that. People want to do the woo.
Where was it? Where was it leading for her? Back to nowhere.
Everyone was doing the woo, like the Cody Rhodes. Whoa. Oh yes.
Where was it leading?
Whoa.
Yeah. Come on.
But yeah, I like Lyra's new look. I think it looks good, and I think she was a good heel on the Indies in the UK too. So I'm hoping this works for her.
And she's talented. She's too talented not to be a feature. She can be a top star for sure. And
yes,
hopefully it works out for her.
Yeah. And then we got the main event of Saturday night's main event. This could be very interesting, and I do hope it is. And this is why. I hope it's interesting. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. Can I just say, can they coexist?
Can they coexist?
But it works. I like this instant in 2026. It's good. I like it. It still works. The can they coexist? It's intrigue.
Why is this still a thing? It's 2026.
But it still fucking works in 2026 in professional
where the
wrestling.
2 opponents who are facing off for the World Championship or any championship at a major pay-per-view, teaming up on TV just weeks before their match at a pay-per-view.
On the second biggest show of the year, by the way.
Yes. These two men hate each other, or rather, they are facing each other, rivals or friends. They're facing each other for the
Hey, bro.
championship at the big
Hey, bro. Can
show
I have a
of the
title match?
year.
Hey, bro. Want to have a title match? Yeah, let's have a title match. Yeah, when? At SummerSlam. Hey, bro. Let's have a title match. What do you think? SummerSlam? Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Very lazy.
Like these two, Cody and Punk, they're gonna be facing off with the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. They're the only thing on their mind should be that they want to be the world champion. Why would they trust each other in a tag team match? Just like for their pay-per-view match.
And they announced their match for SummerSlam, and they announced the Cody and Punk match for SummerSlam in the most laziest way possible, bro.
Like, do you know, like if
Fucking
you're an
lazy.
opponent, if you're challenging,
Hey, bro. Hey, how you doing? Hey, want to have a title match? Yeah, sure. When? SummerSlam? Yeah, let's do it.
like if you're in a world title match, like if you know if you're challenging for a world championship at a big event, what would your focus be? Wanting to be the world champion or teaming up with your rival?
Well, I'd want the first thing, like wanting to be the champion, because you're in this business for one reason only, to be the champion. You're not there to make friends.
That should be your focus. Be the champion.
So why are we getting this tag team match tomorrow with Cody and Punk teaming against Gunther and Sammy? Why is there no hatred right now with Cody and Punk?
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know.
Looking at the SummerSlam tickets, how much they've sold, under 30,000, almost 23,000, less than 30,000 sold, and it's in Minneapolis at the US Bank Stadium. And look at where, 50 to 60,000 for MetLife Stadium in New Jersey last year, now below 30,000 this year. Can I say yikes?
That's not good. Yikes.
And apparently WWE is concerned with the price to ticket sales and the prices and how SummerSlam isn't selling well right now and yada, 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 that they're concerned. No shit.
Maybe if they lowered their ticket prices and made it affordable, they would have already sold out by now.
I mean, I haven't looked at the ticket prices for SummerSlam in a while, but have you seen them?
They are so outrageous. So astronomically high.
Oh, but you get the nosebleeds and be grateful for that.
Who gives a shit about the fucking nosebleeds?
Well, I always do nosebleeds. You don't need to always do middle section. People want to see the ring.
The middle section. You geeks.
People want to see the ring.
Yeah, we want to see the entrances. We want to see the ring. We want to see the matches.
Yeah. How much are the floor seats for SummerSlam, by the way? I'm not sure if you looked it up, but I mean,
I'm sure they're in the thousands. I'm sure they're in the thousands. Like 2,000, 3,000.
Wow. The floor seats are WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, dude. 30,000, I heard. Ridiculous. Imagine going to Las Vegas for WrestleMania and you're paying a $30,000 ticket for the floor seat. $30,000 fucking dollars. I mean, if you're rich and can afford that, God bless you, but with today's economy being the utter shits, it's like 30,000 for a fucking ticket. That's highway robbery.
It's awful. Like 30,000. That price alone will get you a car.
Yeah.
Or buying a console.
Yeah.
Buying you a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to spend $30,000 on a ticket. Wow.
Yeah, it's beyond ridiculous. And the thousands range, what, 1,300, 3,000 range for the floor seats for SummerSlam in Minneapolis?
I believe.
I think they're in the 200, 300 range cheapest in the nosebleeds, but that's still ridiculous.
Like, why would you do this to your audience?
It's the aggressive ticket prices for TKO. Oh, well, they're in a lot of debt. They have to do it. The excuses I hear.
Excuses.
The other thing, the creative's not that good. Do you think if the creative was good, do you think people wouldn't mind the expensive prices, or do you think people want good creative but also reasonable prices?
I'm sure they want good creative. I mean, every show needs to be good, in terms of creative storytelling, everything. I think honestly, had the shows been somewhat interesting, had they been exciting, I think they would have. I think they wouldn't have minded spending that amount of money for a ticket. They would have been willing. At the same time, though, even if the show's like where it's so uninteresting, even if that wasn't the case, like, do people really want to spend that much money on a ticket? Like, especially if you have families, you have children. Yeah, like, it's supposed to be. You're supposed to want it to have fun. Like, you're supposed to want to go to these shows to afford. You want people to be to afford going to these shows and sit in the stands, sit in the arenas.
Yeah, not these woke Hollywood celebrities that are friends with Ari who get in for free.
Like, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I would say it's a mixture of creative and the prices being just so high. That's why that's why SummerSlam haven't been sold out. I mean, they're booking big matches right now. Maybe they could surpass 40,000. I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
I think
because it's July 17th, they have like 2 weeks
left.
You
just never know. You just never know. They might pull it off. You just never know.
Do you think
Triple H honestly, above anything, I think it's the ticket prices. Had they been affordable, I think they would have come close to selling out right now.
Do you think Paul Levesque, Triple H, may be in the hot seat, and do you think he may have to do something in order to sell out this show and get more tickets sold or get people talking? Because right now, I mean, him playing it safe the past year or so, I mean, it's not bad, but there's zero excitement. There's nothing like to sink your teeth into. There's not. I think Jim Ross said it a while ago, why tickets aren't selling for SummerSlam right now. There's no big attraction or draw or guy that people want to see. And I mean, he's not wrong. He said, quote for quote, that the WWE doesn't really have that big like attraction draw right now at this time currently, which is a big reason why they're not selling well for SummerSlam. I mean, I don't think Jim Ross is wrong at all. I don't think he's wrong whatsoever.
Like, what's the big storyline going into SummerSlam? I think, like, what's that big hot storyline going into your second biggest show here?
Yeah, just like the Bloodline before Cody finished the story. Even that with The Rock with the final boss and Cody finishing the story. That was the peak. Because, and even Sami Zayn with the Bloodline in that story, like in the Rise of the Judgment Day, like you had that story. Even I'd even say CM Punk and Drew McIntyre throughout 2024. That carried them in 2024.
Like, even what's that. The great, like what's the big storyline going in? Like, what, Rollins and Reigns?
Hey, brother, let's have a title match, brother. Okay, when do you have a title match, brother? Like LA Knight, how he cooked Seth Rollins a week ago on Raw in a promo in Chicago when Seth was about to stink up the joint, and LA Knight pretty much cooked him on the mic. He's like, oh, we're the greatest of all time, brother. Greatest at what? Huh? If anything, LA Knight feels bigger than Reigns versus Rollins for SummerSlam. You know, I think that's another thing. Like, not just ticket prices, it's also the creative. Like, there's nothing exciting right now. They need to work on that. Like, and like LA Knight is more over right now than Seth versus Roman. Like, why is LA Knight? You know, it's like sometimes, you know, you don't need to play it safe all the time, you know. At least sometimes take chances, take risks. LA Knight is very over still, no matter what people think of him. He's still very much over and a megastar. Why not add him to Reigns and the Reigns and Rollins story? Because Reigns versus Rollins, yes, was supposed to be at WrestleMania before Seth got hurt in Perth last October in Australia with Crown Jewel. I don't know how you feel. I know LA Knight is teaming with Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos and Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam 6-man tag. I know LA Knight and Bloodline Vortex, and I understand that. But what if at some point you add LA Knight to the Roman Seth World Title hunt picture? Because that's kind of like taking a risk, because LA Knight kind of shakes up the system a bit. I don't know how you feel. And get some new freshness in there, some excitement. Reigns and Rollins are made guys. Another thing, make new stars. LA Knight is over. He's been over. He deserves to be the world champion. He has deserved to be world champion. He should have been world champion last November instead of CM Punk versus Jey Uso. Remember that? In Utah, Saturday night's main event last November. That should have been LA Knight for CM Punk, not Jey Uso and CM Punk. So LA Knight deserves to be world champion. He has deserved to be world champion for a long time now. So what would your thoughts be maybe if they add at some point LA Knight to the world title picture? Because, another thing this company needs is something fresh, something new.
That's exactly what they need. They need something different. They need freshness to the show. I mean, they kind of feel the same.
If you add LA Knight and have the world title him, get behind him, that's something new. It's something exciting. It's like it's taking a risk.
Absolutely.
Oh. Putrid Pizza Rat. Bro needs to get off his phone and join the show with his boy.
I'm on the show. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Maybe I'm a little quiet. Maybe yeah. I'm soft spoken.
Yeah.
Prefer that though.
I mean, dude is paying attention. Maybe this guy's not paying attention right here.
It's whatever. It's okay.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. But yeah, this company needs excitement. And there is none right now, and that's a big problem. Another big reason, not just ticket prices. Another big reason why SummerSlam isn't selling well right now at all is because it's the creative. There's no excitement. It boils down to creative, not just ticket prices. It boils down to ticket prices. It's not just one thing. It's a combination of ticket prices, insane ticket prices, and just not good creative right now. There's no excitement. Everything just feels like blah. Like there's nothing right now. Like you said, where's that story arc to carry? What's that one thing that gets you to watch week in and week out that makes you say, you know what? I can't miss this. I got to tune in every week. They don't have that right now. And last year,
Cody and Punk could have been that. And Cody and Punk could have been that, but like kind of feels like they're rushing the match.
And they took the belt off Sammy after 9 days. Do you think Triple H wanted to take it off him, or do you think Ari Emanuel pressured him to take it off of him because of SummerSlam ticket sales? And do you think if the SummerSlam tickets were not selling bad, do you think Sami Zayn would still be champion right now? And be champion through at least SummerSlam.
You're heading it, honestly, and this is what I think. You're going at the SummerSlam. I mean, it's basically, the WrestleMania of the summer. Many matches as you can possibly can. I think that's the reason why they took the belt off of Sammy. They wanted as many big matches as they can.
Yeah, but
and Cody and if you think and here's the other thing. I don't know if you mentioned it, because WrestleMania plans for this year, obviously, I think we've talked about it multiple times. It was changed multiple times. Several matches that were supposed to happen didn't happen. Yeah. Rollins versus Reigns for the World Championship was defending. And then obviously Seth did that stupid spot of Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Which basically, it changed the trajectory of the whole WrestleMania card. And then CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, if Seth doesn't get hurt and he faced Roman, it would have been Cody and Punk this year for the WWE Championship. Maybe Punk was going to win the Rumble, or maybe not win the Rumble, but he was going to win the Chamber in Chicago and challenge Cody instead of Randy Orton.
Uh-huh.
That's honestly what they're doing. I think I understand now the reasons. They're doing, the matches that we were supposed to get at WrestleMania. They're doing it at SummerSlam this year because they didn't get to do it at Mania. So, in their mind, these are their big matches and they need to sell as many tickets as possible. So they're putting the matches that were supposed to happen at Mania before everything went to shit. They're putting them now at SummerSlam. That is Reigns and Rollins and Punk and Cody. And unfortunately for Sammy, well, I was sorry for not speaking, not getting the words right. Unfortunately for Sam, it's just bad luck for him, unfortunately. Just happened to be the right guy at the wrong time.
I do kind of feel like if SummerSlam tickets weren't selling so poorly, I do think Sammy would be champion through at least SummerSlam. Because, like, Sammy as champion, that's a risk, and that's something fresh and exciting.
Honestly, here's the thing. Why just not make it a triple threat match? Like, why do Punk and Cody now?
Like, with 3 weeks to go for SummerSlam, that deserves way more than 3 weeks to go, and I feel like you're just rushing it because you're trying to sell SummerSlam tickets because you're being pressured by TKO because TKO refuses to lower down their fucking prices because they're in this much fucking debt.
Like why not just put Sammy in there? Like even if like we know he's gonna lose anyway, but he's done some fantastic work. He's carried SmackDown on his back. He's carried the storyline, with Cody and Gunther on his back. Why not add him to the championship match, even if he's gonna lose? Like, we know he's gonna lose anyway, but why not reward him with a big match, like your second biggest show of the year?
Do you think this is probably it for Sami Zayn in the WWE Championship at this time? And do you think maybe Sammy wins it in Saudi at WrestleMania next year?
Maybe you can absolutely tell that story.
Because I think Michael Cole even said, you just gotta let you gotta let this play out. I know they all say let it play out, but it's like there's something with this, but I don't know. But this is what I'm thinking with Punk and Cody versus Gunther and Sammy, Saturday night's main event. Now, Sami Zayn, you mentioned, is the best part of SmackDown. You are not leaving Sami Zayn off the fucking SummerSlam card. If you do, that is absolutely ridiculous, and we got a big fucking problem. I think with Cody and Punk 3 weeks to go to SummerSlam, it feels very rushed, and they deserve a lot more than 3 weeks to build and take their time with it. You know how you could probably make it better with Punk and Cody in their situation for SummerSlam? Add Sammy involved. Now, this is what I think. What do you think? With this match as Saturday night's main event, Cody and Punk, they're not going to get along. They're going to have bickering back and forth. They're not going to coexist. Like, can they coexist, right? They're not going to coexist. I think they're not going to get along. Now, I think Sammy and Gunther win this. But here's the catch. Sammy gets the pin, but he pins Punk. He pins the champion Punk. Now, I know I'm not a fan of champions lose. You know me. I'm not a fan at all of champions losing the non-title affair. But with this instant, I'm okay with it because you're not leaving Sammy off the card. And right now, with Punk and Cody 3 weeks to go to SummerSlam, it feels rushed. You want to fix that? Kinda. You could add Sami Zayn in this match, making it a triple threat at SummerSlam for the WWE title, Punk versus Cody versus Sammy. But how we get there, if I'm booking this, I'm having Sammy and Gunther go over, but Sammy pins a champion Punk to have that happen. And Sami Zayn did hold it for 9 days. And you know the story, how Sammy won the title at Night of Champions in Saudi this year. And then the SmackDown the day before 4th of July, that Adam Pearce is the Raw GM. Nick Aldis was on administrative leave. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis. Raw GM Adam Pearce on SmackDown the day before 4th of July a few weeks ago told Sammy, you're defending the title on Raw July 6th in Chicago, a show that's not even Sammy's. So Adam Pearce, Raw GM, made Sammy defend his title, SmackDown title, on the show that's not Sammy's. That's where Punk came back, won the title off Sammy. So Sammy has every right to complain and have a rematch, and Sammy has a case for that. And after he lost the title to Punk, you saw on social media, Sami Zayn went on this rant. He's cussing real bad and stuff like that. So Nick Aldis wasn't so Adam Pearce, a Raw GM, forced Sami Zayn to defend a title that wasn't even a Raw title on a show on Raw that's not even Sammy's. So Sammy has every reason to lobby for a rematch. So I would add Sammy in this title match at SummerSlam, make it a triple threat. Honestly, that would make it better. But how we get there, I'm having Sammy pin the champion Punk tomorrow night if I'm booking this.
That would make all the sense in the world. I mean, it's perfect storytelling right there.
Because what else do you do with Sammy at SummerSlam? And you're not leaving him off the fucking card at all. I'm telling you right now.
He lost his championship. He lost his championship when he wasn't he was expected to defend against Cody, but then because Gunther laid Cody out, they replaced Cody with Punk, and Sammy was prepared for Cody, but he wasn't prepared for CM Punk. So
yeah,
he has all the case in the world to wanting a rematch and pinning CM Punk in the middle of the ring, even if Cody cost Punk the match. If because they can't get along, which I mean they won't get along. I mean that's the easiest prediction there.
I
You
doubt
can have
they
Sammy
get along.
capitalize. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
Sammy capitalize on Cody and Punk not getting along, and he pins Punk 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be his way of wanting a rematch. This is, he could say, "Hey, I pinned the champion. I want my rematch." And Punk, he did go on SmackDown telling Sammy, "If you want the rematch, I'll give it to you at some point."
Yes.
You can have CM Punk, go to Pierce, telling him, add Sammy to the match. He wants to fight him.
Yeah.
And it brings, makes Cody even angrier. You can start, a shift in Cody's character. Because he was supposed to get his rematch, and he gets laid up by Gunther. He saw Punk win the title. And then when he's going to get a one-on-one match, it gets turned into a triple threat. Because Punk wanted Sammy added to the match.
Yeah. Could do that. You'd have Sammy make it a triple threat. Now, if that's a direction, could we see Kevin Owens back?
I'm not sure if he's cleared, though. I think it depends on if he's, if he can go in the ring.
Unless he's cleared, but WWE is keeping it very quiet under the vest.
You can certainly do that. I'm not sure, though.
Like, unless
we will see him back in the ring.
Quiet and no announcements, and Owens just shows up.
Maybe. He certainly can. I mean, he's moving well. I'm not sure, though, if he could take a bump. I mean, we will see him wrestle again. I mean, there's not a doubt in my mind. We will see Kevin Owens back in the ring. I'm not sure, though, if it's going to happen, at SummerSlam, though. If you want to return for SummerSlam, though, if you want to, you can certainly have KO show up and confront CM Punk after the match, because I do believe Punk will walk out of SummerSlam as the WWE champion. I certainly think so. I mean, he just won the championship, he's should have a long reign with it. Why not? If KO is cleared, why not have him confront Punk after the match? And that could be your big feud for the rest of the year heading into 2027. And
CM Punk and Kevin Owens is another big match you can do outside of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, by the way.
Yeah. So, I mean, it all depends if he comes back. It all depends if he's medically cleared, but if he is, that's the direction to go with. Yes, or maybe if you could book Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens can stand with Sami Zayn. Yes. He can agree with him. He won the championship. He chased it. He worked 20 years to get to this point. And then he finally wins the title, and then it gets taken away from him in 9 days. He can agree with Sammy, and he goes against Cody. KO can say, he was proven right about Cody Rhodes. He was proven right. Yes. Cody can't be trusted.
Yep.
Yeah. Movement. Yeah. And then this could be KO's gateway to that, and that could be the gateway for Kevin Owens to then feud with CM Punk for the WWE Championship. You could do that. Maybe it's Punk and Owens at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi for the title, or I don't know. Maybe Punk and Sammy, Cody and Sammy 1-on-1. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But. Yeah, but we're going with. I think you and I are going with the Sammy and Gunther to win this tag match. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they're gonna win. They should. There's no other way but that. Yeah. Sammy and Gunther winning is the right move and nothing else. Sammy and Gunther should win. But yeah, Sammy and Gunther win. Sammy pins Punk because Cody and Punk don't get along, and Sammy can hit a haluva kick on Punk, pin Punk 1, 2, 3. And that allows Sammy, and then Sammy has, I pin the champion, I get a rematch. So it's like, I'm owed a rematch and I pin the champion to back it up. And Sammy can use that to back it up. You could always do that. And I wonder, like I said, if Kevin Owens returned at SummerSlam, because since the 2020s hit, Roman Reigns returned at SummerSlam 2020, Brock Lesnar 2021, 22 Bayley, with Dakota Kai and Io Sky after she was Io Shirai. You had 2023, I think Jimmy Uso when he turned on Jay with Ray. Can we call it a return? No, he was out for a month. Can we call it really a return? 2024 Roman Reigns. 2025 Brock Lesnar. What if this year Kevin Owens? it seems like a holding pattern there. Every year since 2020, there's been a return at SummerSlam. Maybe KO is next on that list.
And if Kevin Owens is back, I'm telling you, that's a very big deal for the company and the product in WWE and on SmackDown as well. That's a big fucking deal because his presence is absolutely missed and they need him. And you know how the product last year kind of went to shit as soon as Owens went down?
Yeah.
His presence is sorely missed, and him back is a very good thing and a big deal.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I mean, he was like, the engine that was holding things together.
Yeah.
It was, the guy that was holding the shows together, the glue.
Yes.
But, and ever since, ever since he has not been on television, ever since that injury, things have kind of went downhill.
It really did.
What have we say multiple times? I think they need excitement. They need something.
Yeah.
They need something fresh. They need something exciting. KO brings that excitement and that passion, the energy to the shows and every feud he's in.
Yeah, just
So
in
they're
that
gonna they're gonna
need
him on television.
And the heart and soul.
So they're
as
gonna
well.
need him on. Yeah, they're gonna need him on television very, very soon.
And could you imagine a SmackDown show with KO, Sammy, Punk, Cody, and you could add Gunther to that list too. You have a top SmackDown 5. And Orton as well when he's back. McIntyre, Balor. That's a good SmackDown 8. If you have those 8 active on the show, man, SmackDown could feel like the A show again.
Yeah.
And this is something they need is help and the star power. So, speaking of Gunther, I did read something. I think it's according to I don't know if it's Fightful or PW Insider saying that Nick Aldis and Gunther is pretty much the plan for SummerSlam. And if you watch SmackDown last Friday at the end of SmackDown, where Gunther choked out Nick Aldis like 4 different times in the sleeper, I think that's where they're going with Gunther for SummerSlam. And now I know Dave Meltzer did report that it was going to be Royce Keys versus Gunther at SummerSlam. Yeah, that was debunked immediately after this ending of SmackDown last week. Now, with Gunther and Aldis pretty much inevitably confirmed for SummerSlam, do you think Nick Aldis wrestles after this, or does he go just do a one-off?
Hopefully they're full time. Hopefully he becomes a full-time wrestler. Because they started to use him now.
Yeah. If Nick Aldis were to ever leave the SmackDown GM position, do you think Adam Pearce takes it, or do you think somebody else takes the spot of SmackDown General
I think somebody else takes it. Maybe,
who do you think would be a nice replacement? If that were to happen,
I don't know if he wants to do it. I don't know if he wants to do it, but I'd like to see William Regal take up a GM role.
You could. Or what would be a very good, and I think this would make sense and a history and a storyline wise. He has history with Gunther, AJ Styles.
That would be nice. That would be cool.
AJ Styles is SmackDown GM. I think that would be great. Or phenomenal, no pun intended.
It adds a good ring to it.
Yeah, that makes sense too. So, I mean, AJ Styles or William Regal, any one of those two, I wouldn't mind. But we'll see. But other news. So want to talk about Friday Night SmackDown. First Friday Night SmackDown live at 2 hours last week. What did you think of the show last week? We had Gunther choke out Nick Aldis, but then Cody Rhodes made the save, and they cut the show at 10 o'clock when Cody's making his entrance.
Oh my God.
Yeah, USA Network, huh?
Never cease to amaze me.
You had Cody Rhodes, CM Punk open the show. They announced the match for SummerSlam in the laziest way possible. Hey, bro. Want a title match? Yeah. When do you want to have a title match? Yeah, SummerSlam. Okay. Bro, I need a lot more than that to get me excited and invested for your big title match at SummerSlam. Not just, hey, man. Hey, friend. Let's have a title match. Yeah, let's do it. Like, I need intensity here. Where's the emotion?
I need passion.
Yeah, where is it? On your second biggest show of the year, we need that. Like, what are you doing? Like being all it's like this love fest. Like, what is this?
Oh my God.
You're going into SummerSlam, your second biggest show of the year, like you said, the WrestleMania of the summer. Why are we in this little lovey-dovey love fest going into SummerSlam, fighting for the biggest prize in the entire industry? Why? And the same thing goes with the World Heavyweight title on Raw with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Hey, brother. Hey, Shield brother. Let's have a title match, brother. Yeah, brother. When? Yeah, it's SummerSlam, brother. Yeah, let's have a title match, brother. Yeah, I like that, brother. Yeah, let's go and get a coffee together, brother. Yeah, we're the greatest of all time, brother. Yeah, greatest at what? Huh? No pun intended to LA Knight, but he pretty much cooked Seth Rollins in the promo in Chicago on Raw last week. Not this past Monday, but the week before, when Seth was about to stink up the joint. LA Knight saved his ass and pretty much roasted him on the mic.
My God.
Holy shit. How bad is it that LA Knight comes out to stop the fucking bleeding?
Terrible.
Like, can we add LA Knight and make it a triple threat for the world title at SummerSlam instead of LA Knight and Bloodline 6-man tag Vortex? Why?
Honestly, yeah, for real.
Even LA Knight knows this Bloodline rehash slop fucking blows. Oh, but it doesn't blow. Don't disrespect the Bloodline. It's slop. It's slop.
Slop.
Oh, but you have the Usos. You have Jacob fought to win the Usos with Roman Reigns. You have Solo Sikoa feuding with them now. The only thing that's keeping it somewhat interesting is LA Knight. That is it.
And Solo Sikoa actually turning out to be a good baby face.
Yeah, and him away from the MFTs, which I'm gonna say it right here. The best thing to ever happen to Solo Sikoa was him ditching the MFTs. That was the best thing to happen for him. Look at him now.
Career. It saved his career. That's what it did.
You know how he was the street champion when he was in NXT as a babyface and not this heel enforcer? This somewhat reminds me of that with him on his own now.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, Tama Tonga, where are they now? Didn't Tama Tonga lose clean to Finn Balor on SmackDown last week? You know, Finn Balor hit him with the coup de grace and won clean.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Another thing ridiculous was Jade Cargill on my TV. Jade Cargill, Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss got her arm broken with a chair by Jade Cargill and the not so baddies. Why?
I don't get it.
B-Fab and Michin, why do they still have a job?
I don't get it.
Your thoughts on this Jade Cargill thing?
Why are they still booking baddies against Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte and Bliss? Why is this shit still going? Is Chelsea Green feuding with them?
I'm sorry, what?
And so we're having the baddies, Jade, Micha, and Mia, against Tiffany, Chelsea, every week. Like, why?
And Chelsea Green with this thing with Tiffany Stratton with Nia Jackson, Last Legend. Lord have mercy. And then Blake Monroe. Can we get Blake Monroe beating Tiffany Stratton for the women's U.S. title, please? And turn Tiffany Stratton heel, by the way, while we're at it.
Yeah, for real.
My goodness. But with SmackDown a week ago, looking at a week ago, but what else happened on SmackDown last week? Shoot. There was another thing. Baron Corbin, he's back, by the way. He attacked Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes during their match on SmackDown, which, by the way, also a new version of the U.S. title, a feather fluffy outing of the U.S. title by Trick Williams. Might I say it looks nice?
Yeah, looks incredible.
And by the way, as we speak, it's on WWEshop.com for how much is it? A whopping as Adam Carl looks up the pricing on WWEshop.com.
Surely it's in the thousands. Sure.
I mean, it's real gold, but I mean, my goodness. It's not cheap by any means. But Trick and Mello were having a good match, and Baron Corbin, when Carmelo Hayes was going for nothing but net, out of nowhere, Baron Corbin, he attacks Mello, gives him the end of days. Love that move, the end of days. Then he gives the end of days as well to Trick Williams, and Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf, is back. The former Bishop Dyer from the Indies. Baron Corbin is back in WWE and on SmackDown. And he looks great. So I don't know what you think, but I'm happy to see Baron Corbin back. And the guy who's reinvented himself on the Indies and clearly humbled, from a guy who was bullying the Indies in his first WWE run, then he leaves, goes to the Indies, gets humbled, reinvents himself, and now he's back. How he's booked going forward is remains to be seen, but I am very happy to see him back. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good seeing him back. He definitely has earned his way to come back.
Yeah.
He's done fantastic work on the independent scene.
Yep. Baron Corbin.
Yeah, and the SmackDown brand can use some freshening up with the different talent. Baron Corbin, he's talented.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was given terrible gimmicks by Vince, unfortunately.
The Constable Corbin, the King Corbin, where he had dog food poured all over him. Remember that?
He lost to Jinder Mahal. Failed his cash against Jinder Mahal.
Don't get me started on that, where he lost with a fruit roll-up, where he failed to cash in.
He was as fresh as a daisy.
Like after Jinder went through a match with Cena, Corbin cashes in. He cashes in the briefcase, bell rings, he turns around, punches Cena off the apron. Jinder rolls Corbin up from behind for a 1-2-3, and Jinder retained, beating Corbin with Corbin failing to cash in. Fucking atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Corbin was fresh as a daisy, like you said, and he gets rolled up by a damaged in the match Jinder from his previous match with John Cena.
It's embarrassing.
What a nightmare that was, huh?
Yeah.
And then he was King Corbin, Constable Corbin. He was the broke bum-ass Corbin. He was Happy Corbin with Riddick Moss when he was Madcap Moss. He was the JBL Baron Corbin as well, Wrestling God Baron Corbin. That went nowhere too. And then he went to NXT and reinvented himself. And he was in a tag team with Braun Breaker called the War Dogs or the Wolf Dogs. They were great. And then they get split up in the 2024 draft. Braun Breaker went to Raw and Corbin went to SmackDown. They should have not split him up. And the reason they split him up was because they felt Braun Breaker should be a single star. Then look where Corbin was. He was tagging with Apollo Crews, and then Corbin got released in November 2024. And you know how it's like they said they didn't want to. They broke up the Wolf Dogs because they felt Braun Breaker is more of a single star than a tag team guy. Yeah, look where Braun Breaker's at now with your favorite group, Adam Carl, The Vision, with Austin Theory, Logan Paul, with Braun Breaker and Maxine Dupree. And Bronson Reed's out, but you know.
It's ridiculous.
Now Baron Corbin's on his own on SmackDown. I'm thinking, hear me out. Baron Corbin teamed with Dijak or Dijakovic on the Indies, right, in MLW?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
They were tag team champions.
Bishop Dyer.
Yeah, Bishop Dyer and Dijakovic. Yeah. I don't know what Dijakovic's contract status is with MLW. Do you think at some point, I don't know if it's right now, do you think WWE could ever have interest of bringing Dijakovic in and maybe have Dijak and Corbin as a tag team on SmackDown feuding with Trick and Mello?
Yeah. I don't know about the Trick Williams or Carmelo he's reuniting now. I don't know about that.
But try and take on Corbin and Dijak for once, get along to take on Corbin and Dijak.
For one night only, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Didn't they face DIY a few months ago? Last year? They reunited for one night?
Yes, that was the NXT Homecoming in Full Sail last fall, yes.
Yeah, so you can certainly do something like that if they do bring like a Dijak, which I think they should. You can certainly do that, and Dijak and Corbin, they can add a lot to the tag division.
Yeah.
Make them, yeah. I would certainly rather see them as tag team champions than Priest and R-Truth. That's for sure.
Hey, stop hating.
Yeah, stop hating. Yeah, they're a terrible team.
No, they're not. They're the Judgment Day.
What are they doing to Damian Priest?
Even CM Punk in his promo on opening SmackDown last week called out Damian Priest in a match with him. CM Punk said that. And also Damian Priest as a singles guy, was he now reinventing himself under Undertaker in AAA? No wonder.
No wonder. No shit.
My goodness. But yeah. I mean, Corbin could do the tag team or the singles thing. He's very versatile, and he's a former U.S. champion as well. Do we get Baron Corbin wrestling at SummerSlam, by the way?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know if we do a triple threat. I mean, do you want too many? If we do Sammy, Punk, and Cody at SummerSlam, it's a lot of triple threats, but I don't know. Or maybe Trick Williams and I don't know. Because you don't want to leave Carmelo Hayes off the card. Maybe you do a triple threat with Corbin, Mello, and Trick, Mello, and Corbin. I don't know, but we'll see. But I will say this. I'm happy to see Baron Corbin back. Honestly, bro, I think we can agree Baron Corbin should have never been released in the first place 2 years ago.
No.
He should have never been cut. And I think, wasn't he on Busted Open Radio last year? I remember hearing and watching something of it that he said a WWE higher-up was a big reason he got cut 2 years ago. And he said it wasn't Shawn Michaels or Triple H. In fact, he had nothing but praise for those two. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I think like he was on Busted Open Radio. He said that himself, and I believe him.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, you know who I think that higher up may have been? Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it was Bruce. That was a big fact of a guy who was a key guy that actually was the key guy of what led to Corbin getting let go 2 years ago. Oh, but Vince McMahon isn't there. Vince McMahon isn't there. Triple H is in charge now. Vince McMahon is not in charge of creative anymore.
You still got Bruce Pritchard in there, who's like Vince McMahon's son.
He's like a Vince McMahon clone. I think Ronda Rousey said a couple years ago, around the time Vince was forced out with the Janelle Grant stuff, like early 2024. I think Ronda Rousey went on X and said, if Vince is gone, but if Bruce is still there, like Bruce is like Vince's avatar, something like that.
Yeah.
Where if Vince is gone, but as long as Bruce is still there, nothing will change. I mean, tell Ronda Rousey where she's telling lies.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not wrong at all. And I really think he was the guy of the reason why Corbin got let go. And now he's back. And good for him. He looks in the best shape of his life. He looks better now than he was then. And I'm interested to see where it goes. So I just hope they book him right. And thank goodness You know, Danhausen had this experiment thing, and people were saying, "Oh, it's Baron Corbin." Thank God it's not brought back in that way. Thank God.
Oh my God.
Imagine.
Would have been so bad.
That would have killed his second run before it even got started.
Yeah.
I mean, I expect, and the other thing, I expected Baron Corbin to be back, by the way. Just throwing it out there, but I didn't expect it to be this quick. It literally took no time at all for him to be back. Picking up right where he left off.
Nobody even reported. Nobody even said that he was going to appear there.
No, Fightful didn't report it. Nobody did. He just showed up, which I like. So they must have kept this very quiet under the vest.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes with Corbin, but I expect him to be in the mid card going into SummerSlam. So we'll see where it goes. The other thing I caught with SmackDown last Friday, Johnny Gargano still laying on the crate. And CM Punk, man, said, he called him Johnny Wrestling. I need you, Candice LeRae. And Candice pretty much said that, no, Sammy was the beacon of hope, and you took that away from Sammy. You know, you buried Sammy, you ruined Sammy, screw you, Punk. And then Punk's like, why are you saying that? Like, you know, you two need to be in the ring, not whatever this is. Because what you're doing right now, Johnny and Candice, isn't working. Flat out came from CM Punk.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, tell Phil Brooks where he is telling lies, bro.
It's not wrong.
Like, where's the payoff with this? With Johnny?
I don't get it.
He's been laying on this crate for 6 months. 6 months. Like, he's just sitting there like,
yeah.
He's like, what I will say, though, is I hope this leads to CM Punk versus Johnny Gargano. I hope.
Hopefully. I mean, if anybody could save Johnny's career, it's Punk for sure.
Just look at what CM Punk did with Finn Balor at the beginning of the year, that Raw in Ireland, where Punk pretty much brought Balor back to life and brought Balor back to his roots when he was the Demon from NXT Black and Gold. I'm hoping this is again, but this time CM Punk doing it for Johnny Gargano. I fucking hope that is the case here, because Johnny Gargano is way too damn good to be fucking wasted like this. He's being wasted. And CM Punk even said this shit sucks. When you have Punk saying this sucks, there's a problem. Yeah. Oh, well, CM Punk coming to SmackDown. SmackDown's the worst show on TV. You know, CM Punk could just go along with shit. Oh, yeah, watch this segment. It'll tell you otherwise. Even CM Punk said, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Why the fuck are we doing this? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Hopefully this leads to Punk versus Gargano. That would be great. And get Johnny back to his black and gold roots. Turn him babyface. And Candice babyface while you're at it, too. Like, why not? I talked about this with one of my other buddies, Darwish, the other day. He said this as well. Why not have Blake Monroe beat Tiffany Stratton for the women's U.S. title, hold it throughout the rest of the year, and going into 2027, have Blake Monroe drop the women's U.S. title to a babyface Candice LeRae? Like, if this is where the thing is going,
that would be a good thing.
You know? Yeah. And please get Johnny Gargano back as CFO money theme. Not this Def Rebel garbage they have. You know, CM Punk brought Finn Balor back to life. If he can do it for Balor, I'm hoping and praying he can do the same thing for Gargano. Because look what happened with Balor. You know, got him out of the Judgment Day. And now look at him. Punk could do the same exact thing for Johnny Wrestling. So we'll see where it goes. But what else happened in the show? I think, yeah, that was pretty much SmackDown. Finn Balor beat Tama Tonga. Okay. Oh, Royce Keys and Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso won clean with the spear. Why?
Why? I don't understand this.
Why is Big Jim beating Royce Keys?
I don't.
Tell you, this show. But yeah, that was SmackDown last Friday. Still not a good show. Better than previous weeks, but still not where it needs to be. But and then NXT this past Tuesday, I mean, didn't we have like Lola Vice win a number one contender match, beating Kalani Jordan and Kali Armstrong in the main event? Lillian Garcia was the ring announcer for that show. Then they announced for next week Tony D'Angelo versus Nakata win a rematch for the NXT title next week. Oh, by the way, I have to remind you, recently on NXT, not this past Tuesday, but I think the week before, Kendall Gray wrestled Natty for the NXT women's title.
Sight.
Yes, I know. Kendall Gray brought Natty to her best match.
Sure.
And what do you think of this Natty thing with Carmen Petrovich, Nikita Lyons with Layla Diggs? What do you think?
Such a random group, for real. Or what a random...
So Petrovich is in this, and then the group in AAA with Bronco Nima, Angel Humberto, and Daga. And yes, also Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. I know I call Humberto an Angel. This guy right here will try to argue me, what the fuck is Humberto? It's Humberto Carrillo.
Mm-hmm. What is it? What does Humberto mean?
It's Berto, not Humberto Carrillo. Get it right.
It is Humberto Carrillo. You don't get over with the name Berto.
But isn't that like a... No, that's a ceiling.
That's not a ceiling.
With a name like Berto, that's not... I don't know if it's a world champion caliber name, but...
Oh my God.
Anyways.
Yeah. It's about the same... Berto is about the same level of a world title name as A-Kid.
Yes, now Axiom. Yes, A-Kid. Imagine if Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard 5 years ago who got their hands on A-Kid from NXT UK.
Oh my God, that would have been the end of his career.
That would have killed his career right from the word go. Bruce, let's bring A-Kid from NXT UK. Let's make him a kid. What do you think of that, Bruce? I love that idea, Vince, because I love you. Guarantee that would have been a thing. I mean, then again, would you have put it past those people? My goodness, but then we go to Raw. It's past Monday night. Might I say a very focused show, very solid focused show, focusing into SummerSlam build. I mean, you had a lot happen on the show. Chad Gable winning the gauntlet. Reigns and Rollins had a very good contract signing to close Raw. They didn't even end Raw until like 10:45 instead of the usually 10:30 time slot. They had Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi in a segment. Big and Hell in a Cell feel important. You had Io Sky and Roxanne Perez. Why is that not the women's world title match for SummerSlam? Oh, stop hating on Liv Morgan, the greatest women's world champion of all time.
Who has had 0 title defenses since winning it at WrestleMania.
And 0 investing
what a great
storylines. And 0 investing emotional, intriguing storylines, by the way.
Yeah, 0 storylines, 0 title defenses. But why is she the champion? Can't we just give Io the championship back?
And can we please cut Liv Morgan's mic off, by the way, when she says the greatest women's world champion of all time? Like, man, I do this every time I hear that, every Monday on Raw.
It's terrible.
So Io and Roxanne had a very good match Monday. Again, why is this not the women's world title match for SummerSlam, but we're getting Io and Liv? Why?
I don't understand this.
And Io Sky, this is second week in a row she's getting beat down by Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne of the Judgment Day. Where is Stephanie Vetcare to save this? Because I'm telling you right now, you know my interest levels of Io and Liv at SummerSlam? You know what the number is? 0. Like, what are we doing? What are your thoughts on this?
They need change. It's bad.
Yeah.
Why? And how long has this Judgment Day thing been going on? Like, can
Too
I,
long.
can I? They just can't have Raquel turn on Liv already. Just have her turn at SummerSlam. Turn her babyface.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez build her up to win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, this has to be. Roxanne winning Money in the Bank, but I don't know. But like I mentioned, the opening of Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman and Oba Femi. What do you think of Brock Lesnar's new T-shirt? Talk shit, get hit.
I thought the segment was good. It's honestly in terms of the match, it's like the best built match.
Yeah. Brock's got a new T-shirt, by the way. Talk shit, get hit.
A great shirt.
Where though, I think though a few weeks before, Lesnar kicked Oba right in the family jewels.
Yeah.
Yeah, below the belt. But Oba Femi cut this, like, I think Lesnar was laughing. Then Oba says, like, I'm the ruler and there's no running away from Oba Femi. It was a good opening. Yeah, I thought they did well with their delivery. So I'm expecting this match. Hopefully, Oba and Brock get enough time for their Hell in a Cell for SummerSlam. And please do not have it go 7 minutes. I don't give a fuck what the commercials. ESPN and TKO need their commercial money. I don't give a fuck. You give Brock and Oba all the time they want. All the time Oba and Brock want, not what you want.
Yeah.
This is a blood match with a blood feud to end a feud, and probably likely Lesnar's last hoorah. You're not gonna have them. You're not gonna have Lesnar and Oba have a match at SummerSlam. Hell in a Cell that's gonna go what, 7 fucking minutes or 12 minutes? You give them all the time they want. No ands, ifs, or buts.
Exactly.
There's no way you're having them go 7 minutes. I say not even have them go 12 minutes. Honestly. But also on Monday Night Raw, we also this is probably one of the best segments on the show. The Vision with Otis and Tozawa, Maxine Dupree. I know your stance on the Vision. I know you're the Vision's biggest fan. But I think the segment here with Maxine Dupree with Otis and Tozawa was very well executed.
It was a great segment.
And everyone loves Otis, by the way.
Yeah.
When Otis said Maxine Dupree, why join the Vision? And then Vision explained themselves. Otis was about to have a moment with Maxine. Then Austin Theory low-blowed Otis, and Maxine Dupree saying, I would never, ever be with you, Otis. And man, the heat, I will say this, the heat they fucking got, the heat the Vision got, man. My goodness. I mean, for this week, it worked. Hopefully this is not just the 1 week, but I mean, I'm not a fan of the Vision. It's like Judgment Day 3.0, pretty much. Let's be real. But I did really like how well done they did this segment on Monday. Your thoughts?
It's because I think it's such the fact that Otis is such a lovable character that people are emotionally invested in what he does, and he has and he's got great acting chops, and it puts on these great performances.
Just the heat Austin Theory got and the heat Maxine Dupree got.
Yeah,
got booed at like nuclear heat.
Yeah, that was incredible. They got big heat. They were booed relentlessly. It's up to them, how to sustain it. And they got something there with Otis and Tozawa, as much as I know. Such as I'm no big fan of Tozawa, and I question why is he still. What does he do on television?
Yeah.
Like, credit to him, too. He played his part well. He and Otis, are over. They were over with that audience.
In Dallas, which was a great crowd, by the way.
Yeah.
Dallas fucking killed it Monday. Like, you need crowds like that. If you had crowds like that often, I think that would be a very good thing. But it was like the Vision attacked Otis Tozawa. Otis just snapped. Then trying to reason with Maxine, Austin Theory gave a low blow. Braun Breaker broke Akira Tozawa in half with that spear, man. My goodness. And then Austin Theory and Braun Breaker double team Otis, leaving with a double team with a spear on Otis. It was very well executed. So I think I know why they took the belts off the Vision. Maybe they want a moment with Tozawa and Otis winning the titles off of the Vision to give them a nice feel-good moment and to give them their comeuppance.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're leading. And do you see this potentially at SummerSlam? Because, Alpha Academy, like Chad Gable, Otis, Tozawa, but no Maxine Dupree. Could we see Gable, Otis, and Tozawa? We'll get to Gable in a bit. Do we see Gable, Otis, Tozawa of Alpha Academy walking out of SummerSlam with gold out of Minneapolis? Do you think that's a likely possibility?
Yes.
I saw
Chad Gable apologizing to Otis and Tozawa. Otis was
Yes.
there to shake his hand before Maxine Dupree cut that promo on Jed.
Yeah.
So you could certainly have a situation where, Chad Gable wins the IC title, then, have Otis and Tozawa celebrate with.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The one thing I don't want to see is Chad Gable being in the Vision vortex. That's certainly what he should not be in.
Unless if Bronson Reed is back and he's in a feud with Gable and he takes the IC title off of Gable going into like the later part of the year.
Maybe. I mean, that's the only thing that will save the Vision these days. Have
Bronson Reed should be back, I think. Hopefully, I don't know when he's coming back. He should be cleared any while now.
Probably after SummerSlam, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's looking likely, probably. We'll get to, and speaking of Gable, we'll get to him in a little bit, but another thing, Paul Heyman is no longer in the Vision, by the way. He handed the keys to the Vision to Maxine Dupree, by the way. So Paul Heyman is no longer in the Vision. What are your thoughts? What is your reaction to that, bro?
Paul Heyman no longer in the Vision?
Yeah, he's not in the Vision anymore. I say thank goodness.
Yeah, thank God. Just put the faction out of its misery already.
You don't even need Danhausen. They were already cursed before Danhausen came to WWE. That was the Vision.
Yeah, just put this faction out of its fucking misery. It has done nothing to benefit any of the members. It has dragged the show down. It has dragged the careers of Breaker, Theory, Logan down.
Speaking of Braun Breaker,
what is the benefit of it continuing?
Speaking of Braun Breaker, now this is from Ibu of Self-Made Pro. Take him with a grain of salt. Though I would kind of believe it that Braun Breaker is reportedly unhappy in his position.
Can you blame him?
No. Look where Braun Breaker was at the beginning of this year. That first Raw this year in Brooklyn that I was at live, that main event of that Raw. Breaker wrestled Punk for the world title. He lost clean to Punk. I mean, looking back was the right move. And then the next week on Raw, I think they were in Belgium, where Braun Breaker put his hands on Adam Pearce. Though you say Adam Pearce put his hands on him first. But, where Adam Pearce is like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of it. Then Braun Breaker's like, how do you, Braun Breaker goes from that to Vision Tag Team slop. What the fuck that happened to Braun Breaker?
It's ridiculous.
What are we doing? How the mighty have fallen.
This man was challenging for the world championship, and now here he is in a dead faction.
Well, he's a main event guy. He don't feel like that right now with the fucking Vision holding him down.
It's fucking insane. It's ridiculous.
And look at the Vision last year of Heyman, Rollins, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, and you could probably think of Becky Lynch in there too, pretty much, kinda. Not officially, but kinda. Look at the vision of that last year and the vision this year compared with last year. And now this year, with Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Maxine Dupree. What a downgrade.
Like somebody save this man.
Like the vision is dead. Why is this group not done?
Insane.
Like, and
they should
also,
have disbanded them. They should have disbanded them months ago. They should have been disbanded 6 months ago.
Yeah. And by the way, can we get Braun Breaker away from the Vision, please, and on SmackDown? Because I feel like with Braun Breaker and Obafemi on the same show, clearly Obafemi's the favorite new toy. And Braun Breaker was, and then Obafemi came, and then Breaker went down from there. I feel Breaker will never go anywheres on Raw as long as Obafemi's on the same show as him. And can we get Braun Breaker away from the Vision and onto SmackDown to save his career and get him paired with Paul Heyman, especially if Lesnar's retiring at SummerSlam this year? Like, can we do that, please?
Please.
Like, what are they doing with Braun Breaker? Oh, but he's a World Tag Team Champion with Austin Theory. Yeah. What do the World Tag Team titles mean, honestly? What do they mean?
Your tag team champions on both brands are Austin Theory and Braun Breaker, Damian Priest and R-Truth. That's what they think of those titles.
Damian Priest is ice cold and Braun Breaker's ice cold.
Like if anything, they should put these guys back into singles roles.
Yeah. There's a reason Damian Priest is reinventing himself as a singles guy in AAA. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Mark Calloway, Undertaker knows that shit with R-Truth and Priest and Truth fucking sucks. He knows that. But yeah, please, for the love of God, get Braun Breaker away from the fucking Vision. It's holding him down, dude. It's really holding him down. Just look at, like you said, 6 months ago, challenging Punk for the world title in Brooklyn. Look at him now. Like, how do you go from that to this?
This better change after SummerSlam. They better get him away from this group.
Yeah. Holy shit. Do you think we get a Bloodline and first Bloodline War Games for Houston this November? Or do we get Alpha Academy versus Vision in War Games? Which, yes, you heard that correctly. Might as well say it. Survivor Series War Games is going to be in Houston this November. Late November. I think November 28th. Oh, joy. War Games. Yes, I know Adam Carl is so excited for War Games. So excited he couldn't contain himself that he had to be off camera for a while, man. Man, Adam Carl is so excited for War Games that he says it's a dead concept, like I think so. And so excited for War Games that he picks up the remote control, changes the channel off of War Games. I know how excited Adam Carl is for War Games, Bran. I mean, he's off camera now. He couldn't contain his excitement, bro. Tell ya. So, yeah. Let's see. I don't know when. I don't know when Adam Carl's coming back, but let's take a sip. There we go. And he's back. I know Adam Carl was trying to calm down his excitement for War Games.
Trying to calm down my anger at the thought of the Vision and the Bloodline in the War Games match.
Man, can we have the War Games thing go away for a while for Survivor Series?
What faction are you gonna put in a War Games match? That would make it exciting.
Oh, you could do the Bloodline versus Bloodline LA Knight. No. Absolutely not. Jeez, man.
Like Bloodline, no. Vision, no.
Oh, but what about
Why
Chad
are we doing
Gable?
War Games this year?
What about Chad Gable in there?
Who is he gonna face in a War Games match?
What about if? I wish they would just. You know what I would do for Survivor Series? Something different. Iron Survivor from NXT.
Yeah.
No reason why they can't do that shit. You know, but anyways, back to the Raw talk. Jimmy Uso and Royce Keys. It was made during the commercial, by the way. The match was thrown up because Solo Sikoa spiked Jimmy. Then he was laid out by Usos and Jacob fought too. And then LA Knight announced him, Royce Keys, Solo versus Usos and Jacob in a 6-man tag for SummerSlam, so it's official. Oh joy. Then we have the gauntlet match. Dominic Mysterio and Joe Hendry opened the 7-man gauntlet, which was the main event match of the show. Joe Hendry's out first with a frog splash from Dominic. And then we have, so Joe Hendry's out. Out next is Javon Evans. Now, Danhausen came out. He cursed JD McDonough. And then Dominic gets distracted. Well, he goes for a frog splash. He misses. Javon Evans, OG Cutter, eliminates Dominic. Mysterio does Javon Evans. So Joe Hendry's out. Dominic Mysterio's out. Man, poor Joe Hendry and Dominic. So then it's down to now. So now Javon Evans.
They were a bounce. They were a bounce.
Yeah, so now Javon Evans eliminates Dominic. Joe Hendry's out. Dominic Mysterio's out. Now Javon Evans now faces Dragon Lee. This was good stuff.
Yeah, I would say in terms of the wrestling portion, this may have been the best one.
Yeah. There was a crazy spot where Javon did a dive over the timekeeper's area to the front row. Now, I have to be real. Javon Evans is in his young 20s, right? I understand people love the diving and fun, exciting shit. But if Javon Evans wants a long career, at some point, I know he's young now, but at some point, Javon, especially after watching this spot, I think Javon really needs to slow it down a peg or two. Like, this guy's going 120 miles an hour. He kind of needs to slow it down. Like, he did a dive to Dragon Lee over the ring bell timekeeper's area, right over the front crowd row behind the commentary desk. Like, this was an insane spot, but I'm sure you could feel the same way that at some point Javon Evans needs to really water down his moveset. Or else one of these things is going to kill himself or paralyze himself up there.
Like, I don't get why he keeps on doing it. Like there was the spot on this chair with Dragon Lee. Like, legitimately, he lands his back.
Yes.
Like, you know, on the seat of the chair.
Yes. Yeah.
It nearly like broke his back, and then you have Javon like he legitimately like he does a dive onto the barricade. He goes right to the crowd.
Yeah.
Like he's lucky he didn't break his leg on that spot. He got lucky there. It's like I think he needs to slow it down for real. I think he doesn't need to do this every match. Because because he puts himself at a situation where he may potentially it will bite him on the ass eventually. It's like the kid is talented. He's one of the best in the roster. We like Javon Evans, but he's got to look after his body. Because if he slips up once, if he does one of these spots at some point, and he slips up, it's gonna be a catastrophe. It's gonna result in a catastrophe. It's gonna be catastrophic for his career.
He could either get paralyzed, having a wheelchair the rest of his life, not wrestle anymore, seriously hurt, or worse, dead. You don't need something like that.
Yeah. So I think though, I think he's smart in his approach. I think he understands. I think he said it recently too. I think he understands it. I think he understands. I think he will, adapt. He's a very adaptable guy. So, I'll give him that. He will adapt soon. I think he said it in an interview. He's not gonna do this forever. So, but he needs to be smart about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But Dragon Lee's eliminated by Javon Evans next. It was like a cradle pen on Dragon Lee. Javon eliminates him. So now Javon Evans pulls up Dragon Lee, shakes his hand. Then Rusev. Yes, happy Rusev Day, by the way. I'm wearing the Rusev Day t-shirt I've had for 8 years. It's Rusev Day. So Rusev comes out after Dragon Lee's eliminated. But Rusev comes out. He blindsides Evans into Dragon Lee from behind, sending Dragon Lee out to the ring. Let me go to commercial break. There was some spots here. Rusev had the acolyte on like a couple different times. Javon was fighting like hell. And then Javon was going for the OG Cutter Rusev counters into Bulgarian Brute. And then the Javon Evans eventually fades, and then Rusev eliminates Evans. And he wouldn't let go either. So Javon Evans was out. So Joe Hendry's out, Dominic Mysterio's out, Dragon Lee's out, Javon Evans out. So it's now down to Rusev, Chad Gable, and Ethan Page. May I say that MVP of this gauntlet was Javon Evans?
Yeah. He was the MVP of this gauntlet match for me.
I'm sorry?
He was the MVP of the gauntlet match.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So then Rusev eliminates Javon. Still has the accolade, but Chad Gable comes out. Now it's down to Rusev and Chad Gable. Right? And Rusev and Chad Gable eliminates Rusev off of not like a cradle, but like a cradle where like you fall, like push the leg strength, like you hold the guy's like sitting on the guy and you hold the legs for a cradle pin. How Gable eliminated Rusev. So Gable eliminates Rusev. Rusev then afterwards, a sore loser, attacks Gable afterwards, puts Gable on the accolade. Gable doesn't tap it, he's passing out. Then Ethan Page comes out, so Rusev puts Gable in the accolade to allow Ethan Page to pick up the scraps, but Ethan Page, it's down to Ethan Page and Chad Gable. After the damage done by Rusev, Ethan Page tries to capitalize, but Chad Gable kicks out. Then in the end, Chad Gable has Ethan Page in the ankle lock, and Ethan Page eventually taps out. And Chad Gable wins the gauntlet and will wrestle Penta at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. 100% right move. It was Chad Gable won the gauntlet, or this was a fucking bust by Triple H, or pretty much people going for his fucking head. This was the right call, having Gable win the gauntlet. No other person winning this would have made any sense. Chad Gable was the only right winner here. Thoughts?
He was the right winner. It had to be him. Like if it was anyone else winning, it would have been the wrong move.
Like Joe Hendry winning would have made no sense. And there's no story with him in Penta. Javon Evans, Penta, been there, done that. Dragon Lee, been there, done that. Ethan Page, been there, done that. Rusev, been there, done that. Dominic, been there, done that. Chad Gable was the only right option. and they went with the right move. I'm glad they did. And Chad Gable and Penta, the second Raw on Netflix, the Penta's debut, his debut opponent was Chad Gable. A year and a half in the making, bro. Year and a half in the making. Chad Gable apologizing to the Luchas like Penta. Now we're getting Penta and Gable for the IC title at SummerSlam, Minneapolis, where Chad Gable's from. This has to end one way and one way only. Chad Gable becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. This is a fucking slam dunk for Paul Levesque. This is a fucking slam dunk for Triple H. If he has Penta retain and have Chad Gable not win the IC title at SummerSlam, then I think we got a huge problem in creative. Chad Gable must win the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam. No ands, no buts, no ifs. Thoughts?
He has to win the IC title at SummerSlam. It's in his hometown, and he's red hot right now, coming out of the El Grande Americano.
Yes.
Storyline and playing the character.
Yes.
He needs to have his big moment. He should have won the IC title already. Should have won it at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, from Gunther, but we got Sami Zayn. As great of a moment that was for WrestleMania 40 in Philly night one, that really should have been Chad Gable.
Yeah.
And then they turned Gable heel in the summer of 2 years ago with his feud with Sammy. And then Gable with the El Grande Americano and stuff. Like you said, he's red hot coming out of the Americano stuff with Kaiser, with Gable unmasking. He's red hot right now. You strike while the iron is hot. It's in his hometown. You cannot get better than that. Like, this is it. You have to crown Gable. Penta's done good with that IC title. He'll be fine. But it's Chad Gable's time. It's his time. And he's never won singles gold. And it's about time we get singles gold around the waist of Chad Gable. And he looks incredible shape-wise, too.
Like he's jacked to the gills.
Oh, well, Chad Gable is too small. He's a ripoff of Kurt Angle. I guarantee you hear the excuses, the naysayers. Oh, Chad Gable is a vanilla midget. Why would you give him the IC title? He's too fucking small. He can't talk. He's a ripoff mini Kurt Angle. All these excuses I hear, bro. It's now or never for Chad Gable. You either crown him at SummerSlam or we have to question the creative. Chad Gable has to win at SummerSlam. There's no questions asked about it. They got the right winner here with the gauntlet winner. Now they have to stick the landing at SummerSlam. What do you like? What are you saying? Stick the landing?
Yeah, they better.
And there's a history and story with Chad Gable and Penta. Like mentioned, the second Raw on Netflix, Penta's WWE debut on Raw. Debut opponent was Chad Gable. They were supposed to wrestle even last year at SummerSlam, I think, in New Jersey at MetLife, had Chad Gable not got hurt.
Yeah.
So now they're wrestling at this year's SummerSlam, where they were supposed to wrestle at last year's SummerSlam. So, what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I thought the goal was good.
Yeah.
They made something good out of it. They made a good story out of it. Giovanni, he was the MVP. Going through Dom, facing Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
And he almost overcame Rusev. But it was too much for him. And then you have Chad Gable, the Cinderella story with Chad Gable. On this redemption storyline. It's been an amazing storyline that they made. Overcoming Rusev. He overcame Ethan Page. Even after he was attacked by Rusev. Still managed to overcome the odds. It's been building for years now with him, heel turn with Sam. He should have been the IC champion, obviously, 2 years ago. This El Grande Americano gimmick, basically saved his career. Yeah.
And you mentioned Gable 2 years ago should have won the IC title in 2024. Wasn't there a Raw in the fall of 2023? I think after Gunther, was it before or after he surpassed Honky Tonk's record?
It was after he surpassed Honky Tonk.
Wasn't I don't know if it was like a clock ticking, like beat the clock, where Gable survived Gunther and beat him, but he didn't actually beat him. He beat him without actually beating him, if that makes sense. Or he won by a count out, or he just won with the time running out, I think. Beat Gunther without actually beating him.
Yeah.
And then Gable got a big pop for that. Like, he didn't pin or submit Gunther, but he beat him without actually beating him. That makes sense. And that crowd went crazy for Chad Gable. I'd even say 3 years ago, Gable should have won the IC title. Like, this is now or never for Chad. He deserves some singles gold. But we shall see. And then the Americano stuff with Kaiser. So we'll see what happens with Chad Gable. I will say this: if Chad Gable wins the IC title at SummerSlam, do we see Bronson Reed come back with the Vision, take the title off Chad Gable?
Hopefully. I mean, what does it take to recover from a torn bicep? What, 6 months? 7 months?
Probably, at least. He should be back. I think he should be back like after SummerSlam, I think. Yeah. He should. He's another guy, Bronson Reed, who deserves some singles gold. He's another guy. So, we'll see. Another thing I want to talk about. There was this vignette. This big, tall man said August 3rd. That's the day after SummerSlam. That's on Raw. This tall man. And I saw little clips of How You Doing of Enzo and Cass. This tall man. I think it can mean one thing. Big Cass is coming back. And if you look at the AEW roster page as well, speaking of whom, Big Bill is no longer on the AEW roster page. So Enzo and Cass are coming back home to WWE the Raw after SummerSlam. Oh, but it was just Big Cass in there, tall man and Cass. Don't worry, Enzo will come with him. I think Enzo is wrapping up his indie date soon. He's said to be rumored to come back to WWE soon as well. I think he wrestles tomorrow in Poughkeepsie ACW show, Independence Day. I think he wrestles there, and that's his last match as well. So don't worry, it's not just Cass coming. It's Enzo and Cass, which will be a good thing for the tag division. They need tag teams. So what are your thoughts on this vignette?
I thought it was well made. It was well shot. It clearly looked like a big Cass in the
7 foot tall. And you can't teach that.
I mean, just based on his hair, his long hair, and his height, it clearly looked like him.
I mean, he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
Yeah.
But I mean, can we just be real? Tony Khan dropped the ball on Big Cass, Big Bill.
Like he did nothing.
Hi, guys. I am the Learning Tree with Brian Keith and Chris Jericho and Big Bill. That went fucking nowhere. That was so bad. God awful. And you know the worst part? There was no payoff when Jericho came back this year. No payoff, nothing.
Yeah. Like Jericho disappeared from television for a year.
Yeah. I mean, Big Bill was a tag team champion with Ricky Starks in AEW, but that was about it. Tony Khan pretty much dropped the ball on Big Cass, didn't know what to do with them. WWE, however, knows how to book big men properly. Tony Khan doesn't have a fucking clue how to book his big men properly. Like, imagine if Obafemi was in AEW. Imagine if Braun Breaker was in AEW. Would Tony Khan know how to book them?
No.
He'd probably have them lose on Collision to the Death Riders, which we'll get to, by the way, because this guy has a lot to say from Dynamite. But right before we get into that, we also have the closing segment on Raw for the contract signing with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Can I just say this segment was much better than the Reigns and Rollins? Well, Reigns wasn't there in Chicago. Much better than the Rollins Chicago promo the week prior. They didn't mention, hey, brother, want to have a match, brother? They didn't do that. Roman Reigns brought up Seth Rollins not being the number one guy. And then it led to Seth Rollins curb stomping Roman in the ring. No table broken, by the way. No, we didn't get a table broken.
Good.
We need that. No, where's my table broken in the contract signing? You always get that. Where is that? You didn't need that here.
Yeah.
But that was the closing segment. Very focused. Raw was the show this past Monday, but we then go into Dynamite this past Wednesday. Yep. I don't know about you, but
just left. She just left.
What a god-awful show. Terrible show. Like, what did we have on this show, bro? The Death Riders versus Cope and Cage for the World Tag Team titles. I know you got a lot to say on that. I'm actually going to leave the floor on you for that one. As he holds his head in disgust.
They had Edge and Christian. A Hall of Fame tag team. One of the greatest tag teams that this industry has ever seen. You have Edge and Christian defend the AEW World Tag Team Championships that they beat FTR for in a great I Quit match at Double or Nothing. Their first title defense since Forbidden Door, where they defeated Clark Connors and David Finn. And the next time that they defend their AEW Tag Team titles was last Wednesday on Dynamite. You have Edge and Christian defend their tag team titles against Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia. Wheeler fucking Useless and Danny fucking Garcia challenging Edge and Christian for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Why?
Tony Khan, if you are listening to this, Tony Khan, if you even watch Forbidden Podcast, listen to us real loud and clear, Tony Khan. Real loud and fucking clear.
On no fucking planet should Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia be facing Edge and Christian for the Tag Team Championships. On no fucking planet should Edge and Christian be having a match against two bums. No charisma, no personality, no credibility. In a match where they have to defend their tag team titles, on no planet should they be booked to carry two bums in Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia in a match that nobody demanded for. And the other thing, when was the last time that Garcia and Useless won a match? Can you tell me? What did they do to earn a tag team title shot?
I couldn't tell you because all I see the Death Riders, especially Garcia and Useless, do, all I see them do is fucking lose, and lose. They didn't even earn a tag team title shot Wednesday. What did they do to earn it? They did fuck all to earn it. It's pretty much, this match was like an open challenge without it being labeled an open challenge. What did Useless and Garcia do to deserve to earn a title shot? It was just handed to them like fucking candy.
Nothing. They did nothing to get a title shot. All they do is lose to be made to look like bums, which is exactly how they should be bums. That's who they are, bums on television.
Remember that bidding war, by the way, 2 years ago for Danny Garcia, that bidding war for Danny Garcia in 2024?
That's some forbidden, some bidding war there.
That WWE lost the bidding war that bad.
and they lost to nothing on that day. You're having why was this happening? Why did this happen? Why are Edge and Christian of all the people to have Edge and Christian defend the AEW tag team titles against on Dynamite? You chose the worst possible team for them to defend their titles against.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Death Riders wrestle a match this past Saturday on Collision, and didn't they lose?
I think it was Moxley, Claudio, Useless Garcia. They faced who was it again? The Swirl?
Who? Swirl.
Yeah. Moxley won the match. Because of course he does. It's Moxley. You think Useless is going to win a match? With him getting the pin and teaming with Mox? Of course not.
No. Absolutely.
See, they win one match, and even then, it's Moxley who got the win for them. But then suddenly they get a title shot. These two did nothing. These two do fuck all on TV. All they do is get their asses handed to them and lose.
They're like the punching bags of the Death Riders.
Yeah,
both Garcia and Useless.
They are. So why are they? Why are they getting a title shot against two Hall of Famers? Why are they getting a title shot against one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history? It's
Tony Khan, again, if you're listening to this and watching this right here, right now, or whenever, do not ever book Useless and Garcia in a tag team title match, let alone against Cope and Christian, ever again. Don't ever do that again. Never again.
Never. These two will never be AEW Tag Team Champions. They will never be AEW World Champions. They are not going to win an international title. They're worthless. What do they do? They're worthless.
Oh, but Wheeler Yuta got a tryout with WWE 5 years ago and they didn't sign him. You see why.
You see why. He's useless. He's a bum. There's a reason he and Garcia are the punching bags of the Death Riders. There's a reason why they're the pin eaters.
Yeah.
You think Moxley's gonna be a pin eater? No. Is Claudio gonna be a pin eater? No. Nor should they be. Is Ospreay gonna be a pin eater? Is Pac gonna be a pin eater? No. Bro, Marina Shafir is higher up on the AEW totem pole than these two bums.
Yeah. What does that tell you?
Yeah. I can't believe it. You had Edge and
by the way, the Dark Order, remember them? The Dark Order, they recently signed new deals with AEW. Yay!
Oh joy.
Yay! I'm so excited for the re-signing of Dark Order that I literally don't give a fuck about.
But of all the people to have Edge and Christian defend their titles against, of all the people, why did it have to be them? Why did it have to be Wheeler Useless?
It couldn't be anybody else.
You can't have the Rascals face Edge and Christian. You can't have, or if it was gonna be the Death Riders, you couldn't have done Claudio and Pac against Edge and Christian on Dynamite. You couldn't book Ospreay and Pac, Ospreay Claudio against Edge and Christian. You couldn't book, I don't know what other teams. Maybe
Top Flight, somebody.
Yeah, Top Flight.
Somebody.
Anybody. Okada and Fletcher.
Oh, what about Bishop Khan and Toa Leon? No.
You can't book Okada and Fletcher or Jake Doyle, Mark Davis against Edge and Christian. Any team, anybody, anyone but Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia.
Oh, but the Rascals are probably in Ring of Honor. Huh? Ring of Honor?
They're on Collision.
Yeah.
You can't book them to face Edge and Christian. At least it would have been something. It would have been a fresh match. and good one.
Yeah, but no.
No, let's book Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia to face Edge and Christian. Why? What did you think happened? Did they win the AEW Tag Team titles? Oh, of course not. Of course not.
They take the loss like they always do, both Useless and Garcia.
Yeah, I think Edge won with a spear.
Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, as it should be. Why with this match? Why? Waste of fucking time that you cannot ever get back. Legitimately a waste of time that match was. And they announced it right before the show went on the air, by the way, that night, Wednesday night, by the way, mind you. You think they had a fucking plan for Wednesday's Dynamite? Of course not. Of course not.
Oh, here's what they also announced. Here's what they also did now. They had the Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle O'Reilly. They were backstage cutting their promo. And then they were confronted by the Not-So-Demand.
Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leone. And now I'm hearing they want to try and recruit the Swirl, Blake Christian, Jay Lethal. Do I laugh or do I cry?
This is was already bad enough. It was already bad enough. I had to watch Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia be having a tag team title match against a Hall of Fame tag team. It was bad enough that I had to witness Edge and Christian having to sell offense to the biggest punching bags in the company. Two people that they should be steamrolling through in 60 seconds. And now you are teasing a feud between the conglomeration and the Not-So-Demand. And you are teasing a faction with the Not-So-Demand and the Swerve on AEW television. Yeah. How do we make an already bad faction even worse? Yeah, let's combine the two worthless factions and make them into one. Let's scroll through two bum groups and make them into one gigantic bum group.
So Ricochet, Bishop Khan, Toa Leone, Jay Lethal, Blake Christian, and Lee Johnson.
Oh my god. Name me a worse group than that. They make the Don Callis family look like the Shield by comparison.
Yeah.
They make them look like Evolution.
Yeah. Speaking of the Don Callis family, Andrade took on Jake Doyle. Andrade won. And now it's Andrade versus Mark Davis announced for the AEW National Championship at AEW Redemption. How you know?
Yeah.
Might I say, Andrade's the one bright spot on this AEW product and on this show. And my goodness, Andrade away from the Don Callis family was the best thing to ever happen to him. He's actually getting himself over now with this how you know thing is Andrade. I'm liking what he's doing. He's doing really good work. This was probably the only bright spot on the show. And now Andrade's getting Mark Davis at Redemption for the National Championship. Andrade should win this. No questions asked. But
yeah, as they should. As he should.
Yeah.
I mean, the match was good with him and Jake Doyle. Probably one of the few good things about the show.
Yeah.
I mentioned with Andrade and Jake Doyle. Andrade has done well as a babyface, you know. It's fitted him well. The best thing that could have ever happened was for him, to leave the Don Callis family.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
We then get a Kenny Omega AEW World Title celebration with the Bucks. And you had Will Ospreay in this too. Thoughts?
They're having the Don Callis family now. Interrupted. This faction is everywhere, man.
Why?
This faction is everywhere. Like, we're still doing Kenny Omega and Don Callis. It's 2026. How long has this been going on now?
5 years?
At most.
Yeah.
You're building towards Wembley Stadium, and this is the best. And we're still having Don Callis feuding with Kenny Omega. Why?
Another thing of why
they just announced also. I think they also announced that Kenny Omega and Kevin Knight for Redemption. Yes, Kevin Knight, the TNT champion. Kevin Knight.
No disrespect to Kevin Knight, but I mean, for a $50 for a pay-per-view, Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. Are you fucking kidding me?
The TNT champion, by the way, is challenging for the AEW World Championship.
But Kevin Knight is defending the TNT title next week. He could lose the TNT title next week.
He should defend it at the pay-per-view. You're going into Redemption. Yeah. You're going into your last pay-per-view before All In. Why is the TNT champion going after the world champion?
It's fucking.
Didn't Kevin Knight already challenge? Did he already challenge Darby Allin?
Yes.
For the world title while he was still the TNT champion?
Yeah.
Why are we? You're not doing this guy any favors. Like, the match will be great. He will look good. I'm sure Kenny will make him look like a star over there. But it's like, you're not doing the man any favors. The man already has a title. He should defend it.
Yeah.
Like, you already did this with him. You already was champion when Darby was the world champion. You had Kevin Knight lose to Darby while the TNT champion. And you're doing it again, but this time he's going to lose to Kenny. Like, you're not doing the man any favors.
None.
Like, if you're trying to build him up as this top heel, this isn't helping him.
No, it's not.
It's ridiculous.
Holy shit. Well, you have the next match on Dynamite. Bro Dito versus Aaron Solo and Nick Comoroto. Moving on.
They're still employed? They're still employed. Aaron Solo and then Nick Comoroto, they're still employed?
Just make sure there's no Arby's involved with Aaron Solo, with Fallon Henley.
Moving on.
Yeah.
What do you think happened? Of course, Bro Dito won.
Yeah, Bro Dito won. Who cares? Love Bro Dito, but why? This is nothing but fucking filler, this match. Basically filler.
This is the best you could come up with. Although I think they did a backstage segment, I believe, with Kyle Fletcher and Bandito.
Yes.
That could be the next feud for the international title.
Yeah.
At least that should be good.
Yeah. Speaking, though, of the international title, we did get an international title match with Kyle Fletcher defending against Commander.
The same Commander who has not appeared on AEW television in like months.
What has Commander done to earn an international title shot? Better yet.
Nothing. I guess Tony was. He went to weeks without his lucha favorites.
He probably woke up. Tony Khan probably woke up out of bed one morning, and he probably was thinking through his mind while he was stretching. Oh, I got Commander. Commander's on my AEW roster. Oh, I got to use them on Dynamite this week. Hey, Will Washington, what do you think of Commander on AEW Dynamite this week? Yes, Tony, let's do it. What do you think? I'm thinking Kyle Fletcher and Commander on Dynamite for the international title. What do you think of that, Will Washington? Oh, that's a great idea, Tony. Let's book it. Yeah.
I no hate towards Commander. I mean, I'm sure he's a decent guy. Like, what has he done to earn the title shot? When was the last time we saw him on AEW television? Like, legitimately.
Beats
when
me.
Was the last time? we saw him on AEW TV.
It beats me, bro. It really does. Well, I mean, why is Commander getting a title shot out of the blue against Kyle Fletcher? Again,
Like,
you're treating this like an open challenge without it even being an open challenge. This is fucking utter lazy booking. Lazy. What is with these wrestling companies, WWE and AEW, being lazy? Like, are they this uncreative? Holy shit. Like, Commander's out for months. Hasn't been on TV for months. And now he's back and he's in a title shot? Why? For what reason? And what do you think happened? Did Commander win the international title?
Of course not. Nor should he have won. Kyle Fletcher wins with the brain buster.
Yeah, brain buster, and that was it. Why even?
Thank God they're moving. Thank God they are moving on immediately to Fletcher and Bandito.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
but why this match with Commander and Kyle Fletcher?
Like, yeah, like it's the same thing I said. The same thing I said with Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia getting a tag team title shot. What did Commander do to get a international title shot? When was the last time Commander even won a match? This man hasn't won a match on AEW television in many months. He hasn't appeared on AEW television in many months. And here he is, like, out of the blue, he gets a title shot. Like, why? Like, make it make sense.
Yeah. We then get on the show Darby Allin versus Brian Cage. And Darby Allin wins, by the way.
Why is this match happening?
Because Tony Khan is the mark and wanted to book the match.
I am convinced that this show was literally booked on the day of. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I don't think they even wanted to be on the air Wednesday, and they just booked things hours before the show went on the air. I'm convinced too. And then the main event, I think this was the main event of the show, right? It was, what was it? Oh, here we go. The main event, now it's going 10 o'clock, a little past 10. We get the main event, 6-woman tag, Mercedes Moné and Megan Bayne and Lena Cross of Divine Dominion versus Willow Nightingale, Maya World, and Hyon. 6-woman tag. And Moné, Bayne, and Cross win. So I think Willow Nightingale was pinned, or Mercedes pinned Willow.
I believe that's what happened.
Yeah, but Mercedes Moné team wins. Thoughts?
Again, this is the other thing. Like, Mercedes Moné is challenging for the Women's Championship at Wembley Stadium. You have Willow Nightingale is challenging for Championship at Redemption. And you got Megan Bayne and Lena Cross as your tag team champions. Why are you putting them in a situation where they cannot afford a loss? I mean, the match was fine. I mean, the ladies do deserve the main event. And it's good to see Maya World getting featured weekly after that Owen final match.
Yeah, had a very good match with Mercedes in the Owen Cup.
Yeah, but it's like, why was this? Like, why are you putting your top stars in a situation? Why are you putting, like, specifically Mercedes, Willow, Bayne, Cross? Why are you putting them in a situation where they cannot afford to lose? Like, this is a match, like, legitimately where nobody can afford to lose. And this is how you book it. That's what you do. I think the match was good. Don't get me wrong, but
right. But
honestly, I don't think it should have been booked in the first place. Honestly,
it was like a book yourself into a corner match. Like, neither one could lose. I mean, Mercedes can't lose. Megan Bain and Lena Cross can't lose. And then Willow Nightingale can't lose. She's challenging Tekla for the women's title at Redemption, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you book yourself into a corner at that point. So why even have the match?
Ridiculous.
I don't get that. Wednesday Dynamite 2 nights ago was a terrible, terrible show. And I don't even want to think about the Collision card Saturday. Oh, and by the way, when's the pay-per-view Redemption? I forgot there was even a pay-per-view.
It's at the end of July. It's
I
July
forgot
the 20. It is July the 25th.
July 25th.
So
next Wednesday's the go-home show.
It's July the 26th. Sorry.
26th,
July 26th.
Yeah. So next week's Dynamite's the go-home show.
Yeah, and it's the go-home show. And now they are just recently announcing matches.
Terrible. Yeah, Wednesday was a god-awful show for Dynamite. Terrible. But we do have some AEW news on Keith Lee. It looks to be retired from pro wrestling. He's not been seen in 3 years, by the way. And also, I feel bad for him. He recently divorced with Mia Yim. She confirmed it on her TikTok that they're no longer married. Can I just say Keith Lee can't catch a break? I mean, I hope he's health-wise okay. It's like he just disappeared off the face of the earth, and I just hope he's all right. I mean, from a guy who went from battling Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in late 2019 going into 2020 and beating Adam Cole to be NXT North American Champion, NXT World Champion, then beating Randy Orton clean on Raw in his Raw main roster debut in the late summer of 2020. And then he was Bearcat Keith Lee the next year, 2021. Then he gets released in late 2021. Comes to AEW early 2022. He does really well at first, and then the tag team with Swerve and all. And now he's just disappeared off the face of the earth like 3 years. He hasn't been seen on AEW TV or wrestling TV in general in 3 years. Like, I hope the man's okay. I don't know how you feel, but I feel so terrible for him. I feel really bad for Keith Lee.
This man just can't catch a break. The man is so unlucky. He's so unlucky from the health issues, from almost dying because of COVID. Because COVID, I think, he got COVID and it almost killed him.
Yeah, that was when he was in WWE on the main roster. He got tested positive for COVID. He almost died from it.
Yeah. Then, getting released, the Bearcat thing getting released, and then, and then his health, I think, it's just got progressively worse after COVID. Honestly, he's never been the same after he got that and almost dying. I mean, I'm glad the guy is still alive, but it clearly affected his career. It clearly, those issues, it's still lingering today. And then obviously, I think, the injuries hasn't helped. No, like this man, he's just been snake bitten. Just one thing after another with him. He's just been snake bitten. I feel bad.
And not only snake bitten, but once he was snake bitten, it's like the effects wouldn't go away. Like, he'd survive, but it's like the after effects, like on his body, just the scars just won't go away. Like once it's there for life.
It's just terrible. I feel sad for him, and then divorcing with him and Michin divorcing. I mean, I hope they're doing well. It's sad. I hope they're doing well.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I feel really terrible for him. He did nothing wrong. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. I just feel really bad for him. Maybe I don't know if it's like the injuries and the health issues maybe caught up, and maybe Michin couldn't do it anymore. I don't know. But I feel terrible for him. I feel really terrible for him. I'd be lying if I didn't say that. I just hope health-wise the man's okay. Because, like I said, it just feels like he disappeared off the face of the earth 3 years ago, and he hasn't been seen or used since. I mean, I don't know what's going through that man's mind. Does he even want to be there in AEW? And according, I think Meltzer even said Keith Lee's pretty much done with wrestling completely. I feel really bad for Keith Lee.
Like, I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt because we need Keith Lee's side. I think he needs to be the one that explains his side of the story and make the announcement himself.
Yes, I agree, 1,000%.
Yeah, but and just in case it's true, like I feel sad for him, like because at one point, he was obviously he was on the independent scene and he was in NXT. He was double champion. He got to share the ring with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble.
Reigns.
Yeah, he had the fist bump with Roman Reigns at Survivor Series.
Yeah,
it looked like the sky was the limit for him, and it's just I don't know what happened there, but he just can't catch a break. It's been bad luck for him. He just had some of the worst luck, of any wrestler could have. I feel bad for him. It's sad. Just thinking about it, it's just sad. I feel sorry for the man. But honestly, above anything else, I just hope that he's healthy. He's healthy and he's doing well.
If he ever still wants to wrestle, do you think maybe a factor, maybe he's not happy? Maybe he doesn't want to, he's not frustrated with his spot in AEW?
I can't tell for the man. I mean, I can't explain for the man himself because he hasn't said anything. Maybe some point he will explain everything. But seeing that he hasn't been on television in 3 years, I bet there's some frustration there.
Yeah,
with him. I'm sure he's frustrated at the fact that he's not being used.
And the fact
I don't know if it's his health, which is why Tony he's reluctant to use him. Maybe it's a factor.
Maybe.
Maybe Tony doesn't want to use him. Maybe he doesn't want to take the risk. But it's been 3 years now. But but at the same time, it's been 3 years. Like, why is he not being used? I guess it's something else also.
Yeah, at some point you got to question.
Yeah. So, I don't know what's going on there. But at the end of the day, above any match, I just hope the man is doing well. I just hope that he has a healthy life.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate, of how things went with his in-ring career. I mean, I hope he can still manage to come back to the ring. It would suck. It sucks to see talent, having their careers taken from them and not ended on their own terms. So I hope he can manage to get cleared.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that, he's been snickering.
Unfortunately, I mean, maybe there's some frustration. I don't know if Keith Lee really wants to be there. I mean, does he want to work? Does he still want to wrestle? We don't know. But that's another topic for another story. But it's maybe there's frustration. Maybe Keith Lee doesn't want to be there. And if he doesn't want to be there, I don't know why Tony is just not letting him go. I don't know. Again, like you said, you bring up the very good point. We got to hear the story from Keith Lee's side. Maybe show up on Chris Van Vliet or Ariel Helwani and explain his side of the story. Yeah. Something along those lines. But at the end of the day, I just hope the man's okay, and I hope that man is healthy and happy. I mean, we don't know the man's health issues. We don't know what he's dealing with. But but at some point, you gotta kind of start to have to get concerned. Because again, when was this last seen? Late 2023? He hasn't been seen since then. We're going around now in the summer of 2023. It's been 3 years since he's been absent. And at some point, you got to really worry and concern. It's is this guy really okay?
Yeah.
Just I feel terrible for him. It's just going on a downward spiral, hitting rock bottom, pretty much. I feel terrible for this man. I just hope he's able to bounce back, and if he still wants to wrestle and he's okay and healthy, hopefully he can bounce back from this, man. Because I just, how do you not feel terrible for this man? And I feel awful for him, what he's had to go through and where he was at the height of his popularity, and then where he's at now. It's just sad to watch. It's truly sad to watch. So, and it's like, and then I'm not pointing fingers at him or me again for who the reason is for the divorce, and that's nobody's fucking business, by the way. I don't want to see anyone, oh, fuck Mia Yim, oh, she's a bitch, oh, how could she do this to Keith Lee? Like, first of all, it's none of anybody's business, number one. Okay? So, and it's none of my business. I'm not going to sit here and blame, who's the bad one. Like, that's none of my business or anybody else's. So, I'm not even going to point fingers at that. For those of you who want to say, oh, fuck Mia Yim, she's a bitch, shame on her. She left Keith Lee and she's the reason for his decline. Oh, she's evil, shame on her. I'm not going to do that to anyone. And then because, and you want to know why? Because it doesn't concern me. It only concerns Mia Yim and Keith Lee. That is it. Literally. So, again, I just hope this man's okay. And hopefully nothing really bad happens to him, but we'll see. But any other update on Keith Lee, we will absolutely keep you posted. I do want to bring this up, by the way. Richard Holiday, the current talked about popular wrestler on the indies, the most marketable, with his signature move, the low blow, Richard Holiday. Apparently he's WWE bound, according to Fightful. Then Uncle Dave Meltzer says that he's not locked into a WWE deal. Only for, well, then it was also said he was NXT bound, and then Booker T was lobbying for it, and now I think it's now with Fightful and Sapp that even, I think Sean Ross Sapp even said that Richard Holiday is likely to be WWE bound. So the Meltzer report was pretty much all bullshit. And he's likely to be going to NXT first.
Yeah.
Lesson of advice. Always take Meltzer with a grain of salt. Please do not listen so much to Dementia Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
Like he said, oh, Richard Holiday's not WWE bound. Pretty much tell me Meltzer's not paid off by Tony Khan without actually saying that. Tell me he's paid off by him without actually saying that. Like, he's pretty much paid off by Tony Khan in AEW. He's probably upset Richard Holiday chose WWE over AEW. That's why Meltzer said that. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation? I mean, I say what you want about Sapp, Sean Ross Sapp, but I would take Fightful any day over Meltzer. And at least, and with the thing is with Fightful Select, they get more things. They're not always right, but they get more things right than they do wrong. Whereas Meltzer, he gets more things wrong than he does get things right. Thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, say what you want about him, human being, but he does know his shit. He gets more right than wrong.
The Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah. With Dave, he's just being delusional.
Or maybe he's being fed information, but he doesn't know anything.
Yeah. He doesn't know shit.
Yeah. Really? In the IWC, Internet Wrestling Community, I know you call it Incel Wrestling Community, but the IWC, really the only sources I trust are Fightful and WrestleVotes. And Corey Hayes of False Finish. Really, those are the only ones I trust and believe. But Richard Holiday going to WWE. What are your thoughts on this signing? And I think with him, he's a guy. I mean, I don't know why this guy wasn't signed months ago. I mean, why it took this long to get signed, like why any major promotion didn't pick him up until now blows my mind. Like he's very good, and any major company would be fools not to at least give him a look and sign this guy. And I think we mentioned here on the podcast several episodes ago, Nikki Blackheart and Richard Holiday were at a recent NXT taping show in attendance, and Nikki Blackheart's now signed. She's under a new name now. I think what's her new name? Reina
Falcon?
Yes, Reina Falcon, who just debuted on NXT on TV like a week or two ago. And she's going to be a big deal on that show. Richard Holiday, and now Richard Holiday is now the one to follow. Honestly, a good pickup for WWE and NXT. They got a very damn good heel in Richard Holiday, I'm telling you. He's going to make that brand his own, and I'm looking forward to see what he does. Now, with his signature move, low blow, will he be allowed to do that in WWE? That remains to be seen. But what are your thoughts on Richard Holiday apparently being signed to WWE and this move?
He's a talented guy. You know, I've seen his work on the independents. He's amazing.
Yeah. He has really good social media videos with like, hey, when he meets up, hey, Luke Gallows, and they shake hands and they hug. They not hug, but it's like, oh, last time I heard you were talking shit about me. Then they all joke, we got to catch up soon. It's entertaining. I've seen a lot. I think
he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. He's really cool. Yeah, he deserves a shot. The big time.
And his pairing, I got to mention, his pairing with Big Trouble Ben Bishop, 7-foot tall guy, where Cody Rhodes mentioned him and Richard Holiday on the Cody Rhodes podcast with Matt Cardona. Maybe we get that Holiday and Cody match. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Honestly, it should have been signed a long time ago.
Yeah. Why it took this long blows my mind. But it's a good signing. I mean, he used to tag with MJF on the Indies, so he's a damn good heel. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's an NXT champion maybe by the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's this good. This man is also, by the way, the first ever ACW world champion, inaugural ACW and 2-time ACW champion. WWE and NXT just got a very good get in Richard Holiday. They got Mason Rook, Nakaru. They're going to get Hiromu Takahashi, and now Richard Holiday. That's not a bad lineup for NXT in the men's department. Now, obviously, they need a lot more, but Richard Holiday is definitely a good move to NXT.
Mike Santana's going to come in.
Yeah, Mike Santana. Which I'm reading reports that he should be in WWE by the end of the summer, which honestly should be news to no one, a shocker to no one. But do we see, though, Mike Santana? I see people floating around the idea of Mike Santana debuting on the main roster as soon as tomorrow night's Madison Square Garden, Saturday night's main event. Do we see him there, or do we see him in NXT? With Mike Santana, as far as he's concerned.
I think we see him on NXT, for being realistic. It'd be a good starting point for him.
Even if it's for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like just to get his feet wet, even if it's like a cup of coffee. And Mike Santana is another guy that's wrestled with TNA and ACW as well. He's another guy. So NXT's men's division could look vastly different before the end of the year, man. I'm telling you. Just with the signings of Mike Santana and Richard Holiday alone. Hopefully we get Ben Bishop there. He's another solid big man who I think would fit like a glove on NXT. You know? But, like, why it took this long to sign him honestly blows my mind. And by the way, I'm happy he's not going to AEW. Oh, but why do you say that? He would have been a shiny new toy for Tony for 3-4 weeks. Then Tony would get bored of him so quickly. He'd put him away in this used toy chest to collect dust. To use him when he wants to and have him sit in the toy chest for like 16 to 24 weeks for only Tony Khan to then remember he's got him at his disposal. And Richard Holiday is worth so much more than that. So I'm actually glad he's going to NXT. I'm sure you feel the same way.
It's the right move. Definitely NXT can use this more, so it can use the hell
Yes, especially that men's department, bro, which is severely lacking. Like, who do they have? Like Tony D, Nakaru, like Mason Rook. That's like Jackson Drake. That's it. Like, what are we doing over down there in NXT?
Yeah, they're gonna use.
Yeah, but yeah, like Richard Holiday, he calls himself the most marketable man, and like you said, he's an entertaining guy. Like he's a guy that really gets it, what works and what doesn't work. Like he's a smart like he's a good wrestler and a smart one. Like and he's a good promo too. He's got a good look, good in the ring. He's got some charisma, you know. And though my question is, will he be allowed to do? Do you think he may be allowed to do, because the signature move's a low blow? Do you think they may change that? Because I hope to God they don't, because that's what makes him stand out.
Yes.
Honestly, if it was up to me, I'd change nothing of him.
I think they may change it. I mean, having a low blow as a signature.
He calls himself. It calls it his signature move.
I think the only time he'll be doing a low blow is if he's a narcissist heel. He's
or maybe he can do it with the referee turning behind their backs. Maybe that could work. Something along those lines, but yeah, because I have a feeling they may change that. I hope they don't, but it wouldn't. But if they do, listen, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But either way, I am very happy that he signed, and it's long overdue with him signed. So, and he'll do well there, especially on NXT. So, excited to see what Rich Holiday does in the future on NXT. And again, a damn good heel picked up by NXT, something they absolutely need. And who knows? Maybe Richard Holiday's the one to take the NXT title off Tony D. Who knows if it's not Nakaru?
Or no.
I'm sorry?
You never know. That's good happen.
Yeah. Absolutely. What else here? The other then the last thing to talk about here on the show, Jim Johnston. Apparently he says the shitty music by Def Rebel is the reason WWE stars aren't getting over. And I think he mentioned some AEW. I think he mentioned this in there too. I think. I have the article. It says it on here. If I can pull it up. This is what it says. If I can find it. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, yes. So Jim Johnston says today's entrance music just sounds like noise to me. Regarding current, he says, quote, "It just sounds like noise to me, and all the themes just sound generic. It used to be whether it was my music or a Jimmy Hart theme or an outside band thing. You used to be able to be making dinner in the kitchen with the TV in the other room, and you know who was coming out. You could almost follow the program from the other room. Now, I just don't think it's like that at all. And for some reason, the powers that be have forgotten their roots or something, of how powerful music is in creating stars. And I further believe that's why they're not creating either WWE or AEW. They're not creating big stars anymore. There are no new Steve Austins. There are no Rocks around now. And it's because everyone's sort of in this layer of generic. Via the False Face podcast with host Paul McNamee. End quote. I don't see where he's wrong here. I don't see where he's wrong here at all.
I disagree on the create, no new stars created for WWE specifically. I can disagree with it. But in terms of the theme music part, he's not wrong. I mean, AEW do have some solid songs. I'm gonna give Mikey Ruckus is a good maker at making the music.
Yes.
For Def Rebel, I mean, they're the fucking drizzling shits.
No shit.
Yeah. They're the fucking drizzling shits. Like, you're changing Sheamus's theme. You're changing Johnny's theme.
Johnny Gargano's theme.
Chad
Yeah, Chad. Oh, but Chad Gable's current theme is not bad. Gable.
What is this?
It's a get the fans to clap. Oh, the mark's like. Oh, but they got Yeet Man Jey Uso.
Eat.
My God. What other shitty Def Rebel music? Stephanie Vacquer. They did it to Stephanie Vacquer early this year.
It's terrible.
They did that. Oh, but they got Liv Morgan trouble.
She's the one who sang the music.
Yeah. What else did they want to do? Dominic?
They haven't changed it.
Trying to think of others. Oh, Damian Priest.
And they gave before he went to his old.
What I'm trying to think of others. What else did they have? Oh, Ethan Page. Remember Ethan Page theme song from NXT? Then when he came to Raw, they changed his music. Did you catch that too?
Oh, they didn't do this, did they?
They did. From Saturday Night's Main Event when he wrestled Penta in late May, where how his music sounded in NXT. Then it sounds a little different on the main roster. I kid you not. They did this in May, bro. In May.
Why?
As he doesn't show the camera, I can see him disgusted them changing Ethan Page's music.
Why? He had a perfect music. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Rusev, they Def Rebelled him when he came back last year. You couldn't have him come back to a CFO theme music.
Rusev, Mudria, Rusev, Machka, it's a recognizable music.
Yeah, didn't they do it with Baron Corbin?
This is why some talents come up to zero reaction.
Ilya Dragunov, Baron Corbin.
This is why talents don't come up to don't come
Matt
up
Cardona
to
is another one.
Because people don't recognize their music.
Matt Cardona.
Like if a theme music, if you want to have a recognizable theme music where those first few seconds of an entrance song and people instantly know who the guy is coming out.
Yeah. Look at back when Jim Johnston, The Undertaker, rest in peace, from 2004. You heard that music, you knew exactly who was coming out.
Yeah.
Batista, though it wasn't, I think it was Matter of Jim Johnston and Saliva, the Batista I Walk Alone song.
Yes.
You knew exactly who it was. John Cena, The Time Is Now. Edge, Metalingus. Randy Orton, Voices. We said here on this very episode, Survivor Series 2023, when Randy Orton came back, Def Rebel wanted to change Orton's theme song, his Voices by Rev Theory theme song. Orton heard the first few seconds, it said, fuck that. How bad does it have to be that Randy Orton, of all people, saying Def Rebel fucking sucks? Oh, but Rhea Ripley is Def Rebel. It's motionless in white. The Def Rebel has not much say in it at all. Oh, Jordan Grace. They did it to Jordan Grace last year before she came to the main roster during her time in NXT. Remember they Def Rebel Jordan Grace?
Terrible.
From her perfect TNA Scott Steiner's ambulance siren theme music. Perfect song for her. And they changed it for no reason.
No reason.
Charlotte Flair, they Def Rebelled her. When she came back at the end of 2022, they Def Rebelled her. Charlotte Flair. Def Rebelled Alexa Bliss. Nia Jax has a Def Rebel song. Oh, but Tiffany Stratton's isn't bad. It's Tiffy time.
It's so unrecognizable.
Oh, but you know who it is. It's Tiffy time. It's garbage.
They have their the first few seconds of their music being somebody's catchphrase.
Yeah. Oh, AJ Styles used to be Def Rebel. They don't want none. Then it had some generic beat to it. So fucking bad. Then AJ Styles had enough of it. He had his CFO Money theme song back at the Rumble last year. Do you blame him?
No.
Kevin Owens is CFO Money. Sami Zayn is CFO Money. Cody Rhodes is Kingdom by Downstate, which is a good band, by the way. The Miz has I Came to Play by Downstate. Imagine if they Def Rebelled The Miz. I mean, I know, say what you want about The Miz. Not a big fan of The Miz, but at least with his music, you know exactly who it is when his music hits. Finn Balor, Catch Your Breath by CFO. You know who it is. CM Punk, Cult of Personality. You know, RVD, Booker T, their theme musics. You knew exactly who they were when they came out. You know, even Kane in his prime, Slow Chemical by Finger 11. You knew exactly who that was when that music hit on the PA system.
Yeah.
I'd even say Trick Williams. I mean, it's by Def Rebel. It's probably one of the very few good Def Rebel songs is Trick Williams, Whoop That Trick. And I even say Trick had most say in it. Obafemi is one of the few good ones. Probably Javon Evans as well. Penta. Ray Phoenix's current music is not that good also. Andrade, when he came back to WWE 2 years ago, they Def Rebelled him. El Idolo. It had some generic drum beat. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch had CFO Money. Then I think she had by Wonder Year.
Yeah.
Asuka got rid of her Def Rebel song, had her CFO Money music back last year. Did Asuka?
As she should.
Oh, but Io Sky is Def Rebel. It's actually one of the very few good ones. And even, I don't think it was much input theirs. Even Roman Reigns does it. Even Roman Reigns Def Rebel music when he was the tribal chief and current world champion. I don't think Def Rebel had much of a say in it. If they did, they'd ruin it. I really think, and call me conspiracy theorist, I think Roman had 99% of the say in his music. Did Roman Reigns. Oh, but there's Seth Rollins. Whoa.
Yeah.
There's
That's
LA Knight. I'm sorry?
Because it's actually good.
Yeah, it's good. LA Knight's not bad either. LA Knights is good. What about Bailey? Role model. Bailey's is probably the worst out of all of them. Out of all the Def Rebel musics, Bailey is probably the worst of them all. The worst. Awful. Dude, imagine if they even Def Rebelled Rey Mysterio.
Oh my god.
He would never see that. He'd probably say, fuck no.
No.
Holy shit. They used to Def Rebel the Street Profits and they got their CFO music back, as they rightfully should.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair's CFO Money. I don't know why it blows my mind, bro, how Def Rebel still has a job with WWE. They're literally like fucking cockroaches. Like, you can't kill them. Or you can't get rid of them. Like you mentioned, Miz being cockroach, right? Biggest cockroaches are Def Rebel.
God.
Like, my fucking goodness. Like, I mean, Jim Johnson with music, I mean, tell him when he's telling lies. Everything just sounds so fucking generic and the same. Nobody stands out. And you wonder why they get no reaction every week, leading to eventual releases. Like, is Ari Emanuel this fucking cheap to not fire Def Rebel and get new and better music departments in the company that actually knows how to make music? Like, what are we doing? But what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Honestly, I think they need the better music. I think they need the new competitors, new music artists, to make their music for them.
Like, are there any really music departments out there that know what they're doing? I know how to make wrestling music, like CFO.
Yeah.
I don't know what's out there with that, but there's got to be somebody like CFO. I mean, I don't know. Like, did CFO, the reason they left 6 years ago was because the band broke up, or probably I think it was a money thing.
A money thing, and the band eventually broke up.
I don't know what the guys in the band from the band are doing now. I'm hoping they can at some point get back together, because this Def Rebel music is fucking garbage in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Sheamus. He just had brought back Written in My Face by Jim Johnston. And then Def Rebel said, no, we're not doing that. Like, how unrecognizable was Sheamus's music when Def Rebel demoed him?
Very.
What?
Yeah, he was very unrecognizable.
Another unrecognizable theme. Thank God for the New Day.
Oh my God! No wonder they were getting zero reactions.
Yeah, that like dead on arrival. Literally dead on fucking arrival. I don't know, man. I mean, the music department in WWE desperately needs to change. Will it change anytime soon? Probably not. I doubt it. I'd be shocked.
I doubt.
But anyways, and then real quick thing. What are your thoughts on this new club WWE, by the way?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's like a big scam, like $99 a year.
It's $99. Like it's so low. Probably the luckiest people by fans.
It's like fucking like highway robbery.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't know if I would go live. It's like $99. Just that. Like, I mean, it's more high. It's less than tickets that you would buy.
Yeah.
Why can't we make tickets for $99 in the front rows?
Yeah. Why are we charging thousands of bucks for a front row? Yeah. Speaking of tickets, according to the Observer, now take them with a grain of salt, but apparently WWE has just under 9,500 tickets sold for Saturday night's main event at MSG tomorrow. Under 9,500,000 tickets sold for tomorrow's Saturday night's main event.
So they're closer to selling out?
I have no idea, but that's pretty. I mean,
900 tickets?
What's the capacity for MSG?
20,000?
And they're under 9,500. That's not good.
So there's 9,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think TKO. I think they're gonna need to lower those prices. Like for MSG, I think they'll get 10,000.
Do you think
MSG, like that's low. That's low for MSG. For real.
Now, do you think Triple H is probably in the hot seat with these ticket prices? I mean, I know Triple H just signed for a couple years, but it's like, do you think Triple H is in the hot seat, or do you think they lower the prices eventually? Because at some point they can't ignore this forever.
He's not the one telling. He's not the one saying to pay higher ticket prices. He's not the one increasing that. He doesn't even. He's not even in charge of that.
Do you think, in general, if it was up to him, do you think he'd outprice the fans like this with Triple H, or do you think he'd want people to come to the shows? And I think, because I think with
he would want
even,
the families to come to the shows.
I'm sorry.
I think he would want the families to come to the shows.
Yeah, I think, and even with Vince, say what you want about Vince McMahon, I don't think he'd outprice the fans like this or the families like this at all. Say what you want about Vince creatively, but with the families at these shows, I think Vince would want people to come. I think Vince would want them to come to the shows too. Like, I doubt Vince McMahon outprices them like this too.
No.
Like, he generally wants the families.
Or Emmanuel greedy idiots.
I'm sorry?
Just TKO being so greedy.
Yeah, big time greedy. Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro. Oh, Vince McMahon didn't maximize the ticket profit. Fucking idiot is Mark Shapiro. A guy that Mark Shapiro looks like he has his head so far up his ass. My goodness, but I don't know. It's just, I mean, I doubt they lower the prices anytime soon, but this cannot be ignored forever. I mean, Triple H in the hot seat, probably not, because he just signed a new 3-year deal. But I will, what I will say is that it's like these high prices that TKO is charging, it's not working. And now it's starting to catch up to them. People are now starting to think with their wallets. Good. If the prices are high, don't go to these shows and hit TKO and Endeavor where it hits hard. You know, there's a true saying, when a company's money pockets get hit so severe, then that's when they start to eventually at some point listen and do the right thing and change for the better.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that a true saying? And now people are starting to speak for their wallets. Do you think people are doing the right thing speaking with their wallets?
Yeah.
Another big reason why SummerSlam isn't selling out, not just the creative, but it's like the ticket prices. Like, people don't want to pay this much money, even if the creative is good or bad. People don't want to pay this much fucking money to come to a show. And yes, and I know the economy is the drizzling shits right now too, but people don't want to pay expensive prices for tickets, like regardless. And I'm actually glad people are speaking up with their wallets and doing what's right. Like, if it's slop and the ticket prices are not where they need to be and their prices are not being lowered, hit Endeavor where it hurts, and then they'll eventually start to listen. What are your thoughts on all this? People speaking with their wallets, and what do you think could happen? What do you think this whole thing?
Good.
Situation?
I think people should stand up for themselves more.
Yeah.
You know, if you know the prices are so high, you know, and they're basically they want to drain you out of every penny you have. It's not worth it going to these shows. Like, I'm sorry. Like, unless the prices go low and it's affordable again, why go to the shows? Unless you're very rich and you can afford these tickets.
Yeah, but not a lot of people are rich.
I'm sure they want to go to these shows. It's just these prices are so high; they're being priced out.
Yeah. Like, not everybody is rich, and that's what Endeavor and TKO, Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro, that's what they don't fucking understand. Not everybody is made of money. You know, it's like, and it's like if the prices are too much, don't go to the show. You know, hit them where it hurts, and they'll start to eventually listen. You know, even like a local indie show is not even close to this expensive for a ticket. You could get a front row ticket at an indie show for like what, $100, maybe a little over at most.
Yeah,
which is a lot more for a front row. I think is more than reasonable. But I mean, I'm glad people are speaking up with their wallets. I mean, like, the only way they're going to listen eventually is if they get hit where it hurts. Like, remember when Slim Jim pulled out a couple years ago, right before the Royal Rumble in 2024? And then that's when they listened. That was when Vince McMahon with the Janelle Grant allegations first came out. And it took the next day to get him out. And Slim Jim got it done. I mean, honestly, bro, at the end of the day, it's sad that companies don't listen to the customers unless their monies and their money pockets get hit so bad and so severe. I mean, it's really sad. The only way they'll listen is if their monies get hit so bad. I mean, that's the only way to listen. To me, it's sad. It's the only way they'll listen. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Nailed it right on the head. It's just like they don't like pretty much companies hate their fans. Like they all hate the fans. They all hate the customers. It's like you don't hate these companies enough. They all fucking hate you. They hate us. They can't stand us. And the only way they'll listen to us is if their monies get hit so bad and get affected so severe. That's the only way they'll listen. And the more people speak with their wallets, the better. If that's the only way they're going to listen and be better, good. Good on the fans for speaking up with their wallets. If the prices are not good and if the product is shit, do not come to these shows and they'll eventually listen. They can't ignore it forever. You know? I'm sure you feel the same way.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need to lower their prices. I think, the fans are not dumb.
No.
You need, they're like the heartbeat of your shows.
Yeah. Like, where's the heart and soul? Like, you're outpricing families. They can't come. Like you said, they want to come, but they can't. And what do you have, Lise? Like these celebrities that Ari's friends with that come in for free, that don't know anything about the product, know nothing about wrestling, make no reaction or energy. And you wonder why the shows just, they feel lifeless. There's no soul. It's soulless. You know? And the product just feels so fucking lifeless. For that, just because of that. And you feel nothing. There's no excitement, no energy. Like, you feel nothing. Like, it's got to change. It really has to change. The sooner they do that, the better the product will be. Well, do I think it happens anytime soon? I highly doubt it. I'd be shocked. But does it need to change? Absolutely. This is something they cannot. This is something that cannot be ignored forever. At some point, they're going to have to listen and change for the better. But that is a wrap, folks, for episode 33 of Forbidden Podcast here on FioriousNation on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like on the video and subscribe to FioriousNation. Hit the bell for all notifications. Helps in the YouTube algorithm, helps in the YouTube channel, and the support for the channel. Make sure you go do all that. Follow me on X at FiorioNick579, Adam Carl on X at Adam Carl on X at Adam Carl 2005. Instagram, Nicholas Fiore 2014. Nicholas Fiore 31 over on Facebook. TikTok at FioriousNation. Adam Carl. Any other words before we get the hell out of here?
It's fun doing this podcast as always.
Absolutely.
I always say it. Always enjoy it.
And in the original location. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want everybody to always have a good time, be happy, be healthy. Always fun doing this podcast, having a laugh, bring anger, but
yes.
Joy.
Yeah. Got SmackDown tonight in Albany, New York. Yeah. Oh, by the way, SmackDown tonight's in Albany, the MVP arena. The same arena I was at for Raw Front Row 4 years ago where I saw the almighty Omos.
You were excited for it, bro.
I don't pay tickets to go see Omos, bro. On Front Row, on Raw in Albany, New York, 4 years ago, November 2022. I was sitting front row, by the way. And Omos was there, and I'm sit there like, then Adam Carl's like, this is what you pay. And he's like, bro, this is what you paid a ticket to go see Omos.
That's what you pay a ticket for, bro.
Well, I didn't pay a ticket to go see Omos in Dallas, Texas.
You paid to see him, bro.
I paid to see Kevin Owens' favorite city in Texas.
You paid to see the GOAT, Nigerian Giant.
And my reaction was, that was my reaction when I saw Omos make his entrance. Ladies and gentlemen. But But guys, enjoy the rest of your Friday. As we head into Saturday night's main event tomorrow night, ACW Independence Day tomorrow night as well. I think it's also live on Thriller TV for that show tomorrow night. Same time slot as Saturday night's main event tomorrow night as well. And as we head into SummerSlam, enjoy the rest of your Friday, guys. We will see you next week, episode 34 for Forbidden Podcast. Hopefully there's more news in the space coming in the next week. See you next Thursday. See you Thursday/Friday of next week for episode 34 for Forbidden Podcast. Enjoy the rest of your Enjoy the rest of your Friday, guys. We'll see you next week for episode 34. Peace.